Hi all. Good evening. So who are all present now? Just send me a hi. Yes, good evening everyone. Okay, so today we are going to discuss Viteee. Okay, second question paper we are going to discuss today. Yes, so who are all there? Just send me a hi. Okay, yes, fine. Yes, good evening everyone. Yes, good evening Jagan. Hi Ajit Kumar, good evening. Hi SKM Gaming, good evening. Jawahar, good evening. Okay, yes. Okay Rajat Kumar, all the best for your exam. Yes, I'm fine. How are you all? How are you all? How is your preparation going on? Yes, are you ready for your exams? Okay, so today we are going to discuss the second question paper of Viteee. Yes? Okay, so first part we are going to discuss chemistry, then followed by physics, and last will be your maths. Okay, so let us start. Are you ready? Yes, are you ready? If you are ready, just send me a thumbs up. We'll start the session. Okay, Ajit Kumar, 12th syllabus is okay, fine. Not, no need to worry, right? So, if you are good at 12th syllabus, then mostly 70% is from 12th syllabus, right? So, no need to worry. Practice more questions. Yes, it will be fine. Okay, so let us start. Are you ready? Yes. Okay, so we'll move to the first question. The complex showing a spin-only magnetic moment of 2.82 bm is. Yes, so look into the options. It is NiCO4, NiCl4 to minus, NiPPH34 and NiCN4 to minus. Okay, so the complex showing a spin-only magnetic moment of 2.82 bm. So what they have given? They have given you mu. Mu is 2.82 Bohr magneton. What they have asked? They have asked N. Okay, so what is your guess? What is your guess? Which would be the correct answer among these four? Among these four complexes, which would be the correct answer? Yes, any guesses? Okay, yes. Now look into the options. Okay, so look into the ligands now. See here the ligand is CO4 and here it is PPH thrice. Okay, so both are neutral field ligands. So what is the oxidation state of nickel? Here it is going to be 0. The oxidation state is going to be 0. Okay, yes. And now here look into the ligand here. Okay, so here both are anionic ligand. Now what would be the oxidation state in these two? Right, so Cl minus Cn is also minus, both are 4. So here the oxidation state is going to be nickel 2 plus. And for these two, the oxidation state is going to be nickel alone. It is in 0 oxidation state. Okay, so now what is the configuration of nickel? Could you tell me the configuration of nickel? Yes, so nickel is argon 3d8 4s2, right? So this is the configuration of nickel. Now if you look into the complex, so nickel is in 0 oxidation state in both these two. Okay, and here if you take nickel 2 plus, what would be the configuration? The configuration would be 3d8. It would be 3d8. Now they have asked for 2.82 bm. Okay, so now if you look into the spin-only magnetic moment, you can give me the answer, right? So if the spin-only magnetic moment is 2.82, then how many unpaired electrons it should have? How many unpaired electrons it should have? It should have 2 unpaired electrons. It should have 2 unpaired electrons. So which among these will have 2 unpaired electrons? Okay, so gamers have given option D. Okay, and also look into the strength of the ligand. Okay, look into the strength of the ligand. If it is a strong field ligand, if the ligand is going to be strong field, then what happens? Pairing will take place. Pairing will take place. And for weak field ligand, there will be no pairing. So keep this in mind and give me the correct answer. Okay, so now we have written the oxidation state and we have written the configuration also, and find out which is strong field ligand and which is weak field ligand, hence you can give the correct answer. Yes, so if the ligand is strong field, then pairing is going to take place, right? So see here it would be 2 electrons in 4s and 8 electrons in 3d. Okay, so if there is strong field ligand, then there would be pairing. Okay, there would be pairing. Now see here the d electron, unpaired d electron will be equal to 0, n will be equal to 0 since it is a strong field ligand, right? Now here this is weak field and this is strong field, right? Cl is weak field and Cn is strong field. Now if you check here, 5, 6, 7, 8, 3d, 8. For a strong field ligand, what happens? Pairing will take place. So therefore, for strong field ligand, n will be equal to 0. But for Cl, it is a weak field ligand, so there will be no pairing. So how many unpaired electrons it will have? 2 unpaired electrons. It will have 2 unpaired electrons. So therefore, your option, correct option is B. NiCl4 2 minus will be your correct option. Okay, so option B is correct. Hi Harshav, good evening. Okay, so do you understand this question? Okay, so for the first one, for A and C, the oxidation state is 0, and for B and D, the oxidation state is 2 plus. Right, now if the magnetic moment is 2.82, then what should be the number of unpaired electrons? The number of unpaired electrons should be 2. Yes, so therefore if it is a strong field ligand, then pairing will take place. So here pairing takes place in A, C and D. So therefore n will be equal to 0. N will be equal to 0. But in nickel 2 plus, okay, that is in Cl4 and Cn4, for both these two ligands, see here, you will be having initially 2 unpaired electrons, but Cn is a strong field ligand, so what happens? Pairing will take place. So here it would be like this. It would be like this, right? So here pairing takes place. So what would be the number of unpaired electrons here? It should be 0. But for nickel 2 plus in the option B, Cl is a weak field ligand. This is the weak field ligand. So therefore no pairing will take place. So what would be the number of unpaired electrons here? It would be 2. Okay. So we'll be having 2 unpaired electrons for option B. Okay. Are you clear, Jagannathan? Can you able to understand this question now? Yes. So it is very simple. See here, CO, PPH thrice and Cn. These are strong field ligands. So what happens here? Here pairing takes place. The option B is a weak field ligand. So no pairing take place. So therefore we will be having 2 unpaired electrons. Yes, clear? Okay, and the second question is ionization energy of He plus is 19.6 into 10 power minus 18 joule atom inverse. What would be the energy of the first stationary state, that is N equal to 1 for lithium 2 plus? Okay, so what they have given? They have given you the ionization energy of helium plus is 19.6 into 10 power minus 18 joule per atom. The energy of the first stationary state, that is for lithium 2 plus, ionization energy for N equal to 1 would be. Okay, so they have asked about the ionization energy for lithium 2 plus for the first stationary state, that is N equal to 1. Okay, so now how would you approach this question? What formula you will be using here? How will you approach this question? How will you approach this question? Any guesses? Yes. So what you can do? You can write the energy formula. What is energy formula? Minus 13.6 into Z square by N square. Okay. So here, since there are two energy levels, I am going to write this as IE1. So it will be minus 13.6 into Z1 squared N1 squared. So helium plus I am taking it as 1 and lithium 2 plus I am taking it as 2. Okay. So therefore, what would be IE2? It will be minus 13.6 into Z2 square by N2 square. Now divide these two. Okay, so therefore 13.6 is common, so it will get cancelled. So what will be IE1 by IE2? It should be Z1 square by N1 squared into N2 square by Z2 squared. Okay, so therefore just substitute the values. Okay, you will be getting the answer. So IE1 is given in the question as 19.6 into 10 power minus 18. And what is IE2? You are going to find out. And the atomic number of helium 2 plus. What is the atomic number of helium 2 plus? Helium plus. What would be the atomic number of helium? It is 2, right? So it would be equal to 2 squared into. They have given n equal to 1. So 1 squared will be 1, right? And divided by, what is the atomic number of lithium? Lithium is 3, right? So 3 squared. Okay, so here 2 squared is going to be 4 and 3 squared is going to be 9. So you are going to find out x alone. Okay, so now how will you find out x? X will be equal to 4 by 9 into x will be equal to 9 into 19.6 into 10 power minus 18 divided by 4. Now you will get your answer. If you solve this, you will get your answer. So what would be the correct answer now? What would be the correct answer? See here, the answer should be in positive, right? So therefore option B and option C is going to be wrong. So either option A or option D is going to be correct. Okay, so what would be the correct answer? What would be the correct answer? Yes, it is 4.4 into 10 power minus 16 joule per atom. Okay, yes, have you got the answer? Okay, fine. Okay, so look the value they have given us 19.6 into 10 power minus 18 joule atom inverse. Okay, so therefore here minus and minus here it is going to get cancelled. Okay, so therefore it would be 4.4 into 10 power minus 16 joule per atom. Okay, and third question is, which of the following compound is formed when a mixture of K2Cr2O7 and NaCl is heated with concentrated sulfuric acid? Okay, so which of the following compound is formed when a mixture of K2Cr2O7 and NaCl is heated with concentrated sulfuric acid? Okay, so what would be the correct answer? Look into the equation, look into the reactant correctly and give me the answer. Okay, so Yokesh have asked, ma'am, we are waiting for NEET question solving, when will be? Yokesh, already NEET MCQs, MCQ series is in our YouTube channel, right? So you can go through it, Yokesh. So daily we are discussing the MCQs for NEET also. Yes. Okay, so what would be the correct answer? Potassium dichromate and NaCl in concentrated sulfuric acid. Okay, so everyone are answering it as sodium dichromate. Is it so? Is it so? Don't you remember any other reaction? Okay, so what are all the reactions we have started for potassium dichromate? Do you all remember the reactions? Yes, Harshiv, you're right. Yes, so this is going to be chromyl chloride test. First reaction of chromyl chloride test. So in the first reaction, what we'll be getting? We'll be getting chromyl chloride, right? CrO2Cl2. So option A would be the correct answer. Yes, option A is the correct answer. Okay. Yes. So what would be the equation? K2Cr2O7 plus NaCl in presence of H2SO4 will give you NaHSO4 plus CrO2Cl2 plus water. So this would be the equation. I have not balanced the equation. Okay, just I have written the equation alone, right? So potassium dichromate with NaCl in presence of H2SO4 will be getting what? Will be getting chromyl chloride. Yes, so this chromyl chloride test is used to identify chloride ions. Okay, so do you remember now? Yes, fine. And next question is, for which one of the following system at equilibrium at constant temperature will the doubling of the volume cause a shift to the right? Okay, so understand the question correctly. For which one of the following system at equilibrium at constant temperature, if you double the volume, okay, so you're doubling the volume. It means that you're increasing the volume. Okay, so when you increase the volume, when would the equilibrium will shift to right? So what is the condition? What is the condition? So which question you are asking, Manikeshav? So this is an acidic medium, H2SO4. It is an acidic medium. Yes. So who I am? Yes, you are right. It should be option D. But how? See, always remember, according to the Chartlius principle, when you increase the volume, the equilibrium will shift. Where it will shift? To the greater number of moles. Okay, to the greater number of moles. Okay, yes, it would shift to the greater number of moles. So now see the gaseous state. Okay, so here everything is in gaseous state, right? So now see the number of moles in the reactant and product. In the first one, it is 1 plus 1, 2, and here too it is 2. So it is equal, right? In the second one, it is 2CO plus O2 gives 2CO2. So here it is 3 and here it is 2. Okay, so probably the equilibrium will shift towards the left because in the reactant side the number of moles is high. In the first one it would be in equilibrium because both are having the same number of moles. And for the third one, look into the third one, 3 plus 1, 4, here it is 2. Again, the greater number of moles is in the reactant side, so the equilibrium would shift left. See the fourth one, here it is 1 and 1 plus 1, 2. So here the greater number of moles is in the product side, so therefore the equilibrium will shift towards the right. So option B would be the correct answer. Yes? Okay. And the next question is, in the extraction of copper, the metal is formed in the Bessemer converter due to the reaction S. Okay, so what would be the answer? In the extraction of copper, the metal is formed in the Bessemer converter due to the reaction. Okay, so in the Bessemer converter, that is in the last step. Okay, we are going to extract the copper. So what would be the last step? How the copper will be extracting, how copper would be extracted from the Bessemer converter. Yes. Okay, Harshav, I'll send you. Okay, yes. So Manikeshav, ma'am, is 90 marks is enough in Viteee. See, there would be a huge competition, right? So always aim to score high. Okay, so only then we'll be getting a merit seat, right? Yes. Okay, so what would be the answer here? What would be the answer here? In the extraction of copper, the metal is formed in the Bessemer converter due to the reaction S. Okay. So what would be the last step in the reaction? Yes, it should be SO2 gas it should be evolved, right? So we have studied about blistered copper, right? Blistered copper. What is blistered copper? In the last step, sulfur dioxide gas would be evolved from the copper, right? So that would be the blistered copper. So from seeing the equation itself, seeing the options itself, you can answer, right? So only in the first equation SO2 gas is evolved. So therefore option A would be the correct answer. So this is the correct answer. Okay, yes, fine. And next question is, compound A of molecular formula C4H10O on treatment with Lucas reagent at room temperature, it gives compound B immediately. When compound B is heated with alcoholic KOH, it gives isobutene. Identify compound A and B, they have asked. So you are going to identify only A and B. Can you guess the answer? What they have given? C4H10O is the molecular formula. At room temperature, this Lucas reagent, it gives compound B immediately. So what would be A and B? Yes, very good. Option A is the correct answer. Okay, so we know that with Lucas reagent, tertiary alcohol, it reacts immediately. So therefore, A has tertiary alcohol. So it will react to give what? 2-methyl-2-chloropropane. And here is the equation. Okay. So here it should be OH. So CH3C, CH3, CH3OH. This is your tertiary alcohol. And what happens? Here OH is converted to Cl. So what will be getting turbidity immediately. Okay. Yes. And the next question is, for the process of water converted to H2O gas, that is water vapor, the correct set of thermodynamic parameter would be. What they have asked? They have asked about delta G and delta S. So they have asked about the free energy and the entropy. So which among the following would be right? Yes. So current has given option A. Yes. Any other answer? Manikeshav C. Okay. Harshu B. Yes. So I'm getting different answers. Okay, fine. Okay, we'll check out the answer. See here, water is in equilibrium. See, water is in equilibrium with its vapor. Okay, so what would be delta G for an equilibrium reaction? What would be delta G for an equilibrium reaction? Yes. Okay, so now I'm getting option B is the answer. Okay, so we'll check it out. What would be delta G for an equilibrium reaction? Very good. Delta G should be 0. So option A or option B is going to be correct. Yes. Now, simple question. Here, water is converted to gas. So what happens to the randomness? Whether the randomness increase or decrease? Whether the randomness increase or decrease? You are converting liquid into gas. So randomness will increase or decrease? Very good, it increases. Randomness increases, right? Because we know that in gaseous state, the atoms will be far apart, right? So here the orderedness decreases and the randomness increases. So what would be delta S? What would be delta S? So delta S is nothing but the degree of randomness, right? So if randomness increases, then our entropy is going to be positive. Yes? Okay, so now you got your answer as A. Delta G is equal to 0, delta S is positive. Okay, now are you clear with this question? Okay, are you clear? Any doubts? Okay, yes, fine. So now we'll move to the next question. The chirality of the compound. Okay, so they have given you the rotation, they have given you the configuration as E, R, E and Z. Okay, yes. So now what would be your answer? R is EZ. Okay, so I'll tell you what is R. R is dextro-rotatory plus, that is it rotates in clockwise direction, and S is in anti-clockwise direction, so minus. Okay, so whereas E and Z, it gives you the cis and trans conformers, isomers, right? So now they have asked about the chirality of the compound. Okay, so what we must consider option A and B alone, right? Because it tells you about the chirality. We know that chiral compound can undergo optical isomerism, whereas C and D are geometrical isomerism, right? Now how to find out whether this one is positive, R or S? How will you find out whether it is R or S? Okay, yes, by numbering. Very good. Okay, so see here bromine, and then here it is hydrogen, ClCH3. Okay, so now just give the number, priority number to its atomic number. Okay, arrange it in the order of atomic number. So Br will be having the highest atomic number, then comes chlorine, then comes CH3, and last would be hydrogen, right? So Br 1, and then 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so now how it rotates? It rotates in the clockwise direction. So it rotates in the clockwise direction. Okay, so the clockwise direction, positive, would be the correct answer. Clockwise direction, it rotates in the clockwise direction. Okay, yes. And the next question is, the reagent which can be used to distinguish acetophenone from benzophenone is or are. Okay, so what is acetophenone? Benzene ring containing COCH3 group is acetophenone, and benzene ring containing COC6H5 is benzophenone. Now which among these four will will distinguish these two compounds? Okay, so everyone is giving the correct answer. Very good. Iodoform test, I2A and Na2CO3, because we have alpha hydrogen here, right? COCH3 group will undergo iodoform test, whereas here this won't undergo iodoform test. So here you will be getting yellow precipitate. So option D is right. Whereas option A, B and C both will answer the it will answer what? It will answer the carbonyl group. Okay, so all the three will answer the carbonyl group. The one which distinguishes these two is iodoform test. Very good. Okay, and next question is, the molecular formula of diphenyl methane is given below. How many structural isomers are possible when one of the hydrogen is replaced by a chlorine atom? Okay, so what they have given? They have given you the molecular formula of diphenyl methane. Okay, so how many structural isomers are possible when one of the hydrogen is replaced by a chlorine atom? Yes. Okay, so I'm getting answer as 7 and option B, that is 4. Okay, any other answers? Okay, 4. Yes, very good. Yes, and the correct answer would be 4. Okay, I'll show you the isomers also. See here, one hydrogen is replaced by chlorine. So here I'm replacing one hydrogen with chlorine, and you can replace these three positions, right? Ortho, meta and para position. So totally you're going to get 4 isomers. So option 4 is the correct answer. Yes. And the next question is, calculate the enthalpy change for the change 8S to S8 given that H2S2 gives 2H plus 2S, whereas delta H is 239 kilocalories per mole, and H2S2 gives 2H plus S, whose delta H is 175 kilocalories per mole, right? So what would be the enthalpy change for 8S to SA they have asked. So how to find out? Okay, so what would be the answer? Calculate and tell me the answer. How will you find out? Okay, so everyone is giving the answer as 512 kilocalories. Okay, so we'll do the calculation. So simple calculation. First I'll write the equations. 2H plus 2S, whose delta H is 239, right? And second equation is H2, it should be S, H2S to give 2H plus S, whose delta H is 175. Now, okay, if I minus this equation, what happens? H2, S2 will get cancelled here, 2H and 2H will get cancelled, and 2S minus S would be S, right? So for the formation of S, what would be delta H? 239 minus 175. So 239 minus 175 would be 64. Okay, so 239 minus 175 is going to be 64. Here 8S gives S8. 8S gives S8. Okay, look here carefully. Here it is in product side and here it is in reactant side. Okay, so just inverse the sign. So it should be minus 64 into 8 because you are taking 8S. So what would be the answer? Your answer should be minus 5 and 2 kilocalories. Okay, so option B would be the correct answer, minus 5 and 2 kilocalories. Okay, and next question is, which one of the following shows optical isomer? Which one of the following shows optical isomer? Yes, so what are the options they have given? Look into the options carefully. Here it is its coordination number would be 4, and here it is 6, here it is again 6, and here it should be 4. Okay, so always remember that tetrahedral complex do not show optical isomerism. Do not show optical isomerism. So therefore either option B or option C should be the correct answer. Yes, very good. Okay, option B will be the correct answer. MAB thrice 3 plus will show optical isomerism. So COEN thrice 3 plus will show optical isomerism. Okay, and what are all the other complexes which shows optical isomerism? It should be MAA thrice 3 plus and cis isomer of MAA twice B2. Okay, whereas trans isomer of this one will not show optical isomerism. Okay, so only these three will show optical isomerism. Okay, yes, are you clear? Okay, fine. So option B is the correct answer. And next question is, an element occurring in the BCC structure has 12.08 into 10 power 13 unit cells. What would be the total number of atoms of the element in these cells will be? Okay, so what they have given? They have given you the number of unit cells as 12.08 into 10 power 13. So what would be the total number for BCC structure? So what you should do? You should multiply with the number of atoms. So the number of atoms for BCC is 2. So 2 into 12.08 into 10 power 13 should be 24.16 into 10 power 23. Yes, very good. Yes, option A is the correct answer. Very good. Satish, Karan, Harshiv, Sai, Matesh, Love Code Official. Yes, option A is the correct answer. Okay, next question. Standard cell voltage for the cell PB to PB2 plus SN2 plus to SN is minus 0.01 volt. If the cell exhibit E cell is equal to 0, what would be the value of SN2 plus by PB2 plus should be the anti-log of the following one. Okay, so what would be the correct answer? Okay, so let us calculate this one. So what equation will you apply here? Okay, so everyone is giving 1.5 as the answer. Okay, we'll check. Yes. So how will you approach this question and what formula you will be using here? Very good, Nernst equation, right? So we know that E cell is equal to E naught minus 0.059 by 2 into log of product by reactant. Okay, so now what would be the product here? Here the first one is the oxidation reaction and second is the anodic half cell, right? So Pb gives Pb2 plus 2 electron. And the second equation will be Sn2 plus 2 electron gives Sn. That is your reduction. Okay. So now just neglect the solid one. Okay, so this is solid and this is aqueous. Just consider only the aqueous. So what is your product here? Product is Pb2 plus, and what is your reactant? SN2 plus. Yes. So now what they have given? They have given E cell is 0 and E naught value they have given us minus 0.01. Minus 0.01 minus 0.059 by 2 into log of. Here they have asked you for SN2 plus by Pb2 plus. So what I can do? I can inverse this. So therefore the sign will become plus. Right? So log SN2 plus by Pb2 plus. Okay. So now what I need? 0.059 by 2 log SN2 plus by Pb2 plus will be equal to, just bring it to the other side. So it will be equal to 0.01. So log SN2 plus by Pb2 plus is going to be 0.01 by 2 into 0.059. Now we'll get your answer. Yes, very good. It should be 0.3. It should be 0.3. Okay, if you cancel this, you'll be getting the answer as 0.3. So therefore, option A is the correct answer. Okay, so here it is log, and if you want this term, you'll be taking anti-log. So anti-log of 0.3 is the correct answer. Very good. Yes. And next question is, HBr reacts with CH2 double bond CH bond OCH3 under anhydrous condition at room temperature to give which among the following? Yes, so CH2 double bond CH bond OCH3, it reacts with HBr to form yes. So what would be your answer? Very good. Yes, option B is going to be correct. Okay, so what you would do? You would follow Markovnikov's rule. Yes, so here Br minus and hydrogen you will be adding. So therefore you will be getting CH3 CHBr OCH3. So option B is right. Very good. Yes. And next question is, the resistance of 0.01 in solution of an electrolyte was found to be 220 ohm at 298 Kelvin using a conductivity cell with a cell constant of 0.88 centimeter inverse. What would be the value of equivalent conductance of the solution? Okay, so what formula you will be using here? What formula you will be using here? Yes, so what is the formula? You are going to find out equivalent conductance. So what is the formula of equivalent conductance? Equivalent conductance is equal to kappa into 10 power minus 3 by normality. Yes? Okay. So now what they have given you the normality. Okay, they have given you the resistance and they have given you the cell constant. Now how will you relate this? Sorry, 10 power 3. Yes, kappa into 10 power 3 by normality. Yes, so how will you relate this? They have given you the normality, but they have not given kappa. Yes, they have not given kappa, but what they have given? They have given you the cell constant and the resistance. Yes, very good. We know that kappa is equal to what? 1 by R into L by A, where L by A is your cell constant. Okay, so now I can rewrite this as 1 by R into L by A into 10 power 3 by N. Right, so 1 by R value is 220, cell constant is 0.88 into 10 power 3 by N. Okay, so N value they have given us 0.1. Yes, so now what would be your answer? Yes, so by seeing the options itself you can give the answer now. 0.88 divided by 220. Sorry, 0.01. Yes, 0.01. Okay, so what would be the correct answer? Just cancel it. Yes, very good. It should be 400 more centimeter squared equivalent inverse. See here, you just cancel this one. So here 220 they have given, and here it is 0.01. Okay, so into 100 into 100. So therefore it would be 88. So 88 by 220, 88 by 220 into 10 power 5. Okay, so therefore you'll be getting 10 times 4 times. So therefore what would be your answer? Sorry, should be 10 power 3. Okay, so what would be your answer? Yes, it should be 4 into 10 power 2. So 4 into 10 power 2 will be 400 more centimeter square gram equivalent inverse. Yes, fine. And the next question is, paracresol reacts with chloroform in alkaline medium to give the compound A, which adds hydrogen cyanide to form the compound B. The latter on acetic hydrolysis gives chiral carboxylic acid. The structure of the carboxylic acid is. So what they have given? They have given you paracresol. So what is paracresol? CH3 and OH on opposite side on 1,4 position. This reacts with chloroform in alkaline medium. So I can write NaOH, right? So it gives compound A. So chloroform NaOH. What you will be getting? What will you be getting? I'll be getting. What is this reaction? Can you name this reaction? I'll be getting CHO here. CH. Yes, CHO. Yes, very good. Yes, Remer-Tiemann reaction. Now, this one adds hydrogen cyanide. Yes, okay. It is a Remer-Tiemann reaction. Very good. Okay. Now, what you are going to do? You are going to add hydrogen cyanide. Okay. So, I will be writing this one as C double bond O bond H. Now, we know that carbonyl group can undergo nucleophilic addition reaction. So with HCN, what you will be getting? You will be getting CH3OH. Will be getting cyanohydrin. You will be getting what? You will be getting cyanohydrin. Now this on hydrolysis will give you cyanide on hydrolysis will give you what? Will give you COOH group. Will give you COOH group. So what would be the correct answer? It should be CHOH hydrogen COOH. Yes, very good. Option C is your correct answer. Okay, it should be CHOH COOH. Yes. Okay, fine. And the next question is, the radius of lanthanum 3 plus is 1.06 angstrom. Which one of the following gives value will be closest to the radius of lutetium 3 plus, whose atomic number is 71? Yes. So what would be the correct option? By seeing the options itself, you can answer this question. Okay, no need of calculation and all. Yes. Okay, so how do you approach this question? First, they have given you the radius of lanthanides. They have given you the radius of lanthanides. They have given you the radius of lanthanides. Yes, so what happens to the size in the lanthanide series? What happens to the size? Okay, so you can apply the formula to, yes, Manikesham, you can apply the formula. Okay, I am giving you the simplest thing, right? So what happens along the lanthanide series? What happens to the radius? Yes, very good, lanthanide contraction, right? So the size will decrease. Now check out, they have given you 1.06 angstrom, right? So therefore the size must be lesser than this. So which among these have the lesser size? Yes, 1.4 is greater than 1.06. 1.06 is the same value and 1.6 is also greater. So obviously your answer should be 0.85 angstrom. Okay, no need to calculate. No need to calculate. Yes, so option C is going to be the correct answer. Very good. Okay, else just calculate it. How? We know that radius is inversely proportional to atomic number. Okay, so you can do the calculation by taking the ratio, you will be getting the same answer. Yes, very good. And the next question is, in a compound, atoms of element Y forms CCP lattice. What is CCP lattice? What is CCP lattice? Cubic close packed, right? Yes, it is also known as FCC. And those of element X occupies 2/3 of tetrahedral void. What would be the formula of the compound? What would be the formula of the compound? So Y is in FCC lattice and X occupies 2/3 of tetrahedral void. What would be the formula of the compound? Okay, so for FCC, what would be the number of atoms? For FCC, what is the number of atoms? Very good, it is 4, right? And if n is equal to 4, number of atoms is equal to 4, what would be the tetrahedral void? What would be the tetrahedral void? Yes, it should be 2 times of n, right? 2 times of n. Octahedral void will be n. It will be n. Tetrahedral void should be 2 times of n. So, 2 by 3 into 2 times of n is going to be 8, right? So 2 by 3 into 8. So it will be 16 by 3. So X is 16 by 3 and Y is 4. Now just simplify this, you will be getting the answer. Yes. So now just simplify this, you will be getting the answer. So how to simplify? See here, by 3 is there. So in order to cancel this, I am multiplying with 3. So this one will get cancelled. So X 16, Y 4 into 3 will be 12. Okay, so what would be the simplest ratio? What would be the simplest ratio? Yes. We are nearer to the answer. Yes, very good. Option A, right? So just divided by 4. So X4 by 3 would be your answer. So option A would be your correct answer. X4 by 3. Yes, yes. Okay, and the next question is, an organic compound C3H9N when treated with nitrous acid gave an alcohol and N2 gas was evolved. A on warming with chloroform and caustic potash gave C, which on reduction gave isopropyl methylamine. Predict the structure of A. Okay, so from the first statement itself we can predict its structure. Yes. Okay, so what would be the answer? See here, they have given nitrous acid. It gives alcohol, right? So which type of amine when reacts with nitrous acid gives alcohol? Which type of amine on reaction with nitrous acid gives alcohol? Whether it is primary amine or secondary amine? Nitrous acid. We have studied this, right? In order to differentiate the amines. Okay, yes. So, whether it is primary amine or secondary amine? Very good. Primary amine, right? Primary amine with HNO2. It gives what? Alcohol. Yes. So, therefore, your option would be D. So, because among these four, only D is your primary amine. Yes, so option D is the correct answer. Sorry, I have made some mistake, I hope. Yes. See, when treated with nitrous acid, it gives alcohol and N2. A on warming with chloroform and caustic potash, it gives C, which on reduction gives isopropyl methylamine. Predict the structure. Okay, so see here, CH3 bond HNO2 with nitrous acid, it gives alcohol. Okay, so which one gives alcohol here? Which one gives alcohol here? It is isopropylamine. It is isopropylamine, right? So CH3CH3NH2. So option A would be the correct answer. I'm sorry. Secondary amines will give you alcohol with nitrous acid. Okay? Yes. Okay, fine. And next question is, for the reaction 2N2O5 gives 4NO2 plus O2, rate and rate constant are 1.02 into 10 power minus 4 mole liter inverse second inverse and 3.4 into 10 power minus 5 second inverse. What would be the concentration of N2O5 at that time will be? Okay, so what we can do? We can write the rate equation. So what is rate equation for the equation? Rate is equal to K into concentration of N2O5. What they have given? They have given you the rate and rate constant. Just substitute, you will be getting the answer. Yes. Okay, who I am? A also primary amine you have given. Yes, it is also primary amine. A is also primary amine. Yes, you are right. Who I am? A is also primary amine. So they have given you. So my answer is correct. Primary amine on reaction it gives alcohol, right? But they have given you isopropylmethylamine. So it should be from this one. Okay, propyl group. So therefore it is CH3NH2. Okay, yes, so option A is right. Okay, fine. Okay, so here what is the concentration they have asked? What is the concentration they have asked? Okay, so what we can do? We can write the rate and rate constant. So rate is 1.02 into 10 power minus 4 and rate constant is 3.4 into 10 power minus 5 into N2O5. Right. So we need the concentration of N2O5. So it would be 1.02 into 10 power minus 4 by 3.4 into 10 power minus 5. So just cancel this, you will be getting the answer. Okay, so what would be your answer? Is it option C, 3.4 into 10 power 5? See here, just cancel this. 3.4 into 3 times will give you 1210. Okay, so 3.4 3 times will give you what? It will give you 10.2, but here it is 1.02. Okay, and here if you bring this one 0.3. Yes, sorry, 0.3. It should be 0.3. So therefore, if you bring this one, you will be getting 0.3 into 10 power minus 4 plus 5. So your answer should be 3. So 3m is the correct answer. Okay, 3m is the correct answer. Yes. And next question is, in the silver plating of copper, KAgCN twice is used instead of AgNO3. What would be the reason? Whether it forms a thin layer of Ag is formed on copper or more voltage is required, or Ag plus ions are completely removed from the solution, or less availability of Ag plus ion as copper cannot displace Ag from AgCN to minus ion. Yes, very good. Option D is right, because here Ag is present inside the complex, right? We know that the central metal atom which is inside the complex, it won't undergo complete dissociation. It won't undergo complete dissociation. So option D is right. Very good. And next question is, the energies E1 and E2 of two radiations are 25 electron volt and 50 electron volt respectively. What would be the relation between their wavelength lambda 1 and lambda 2? Okay, so what formula you'll be using here? What formula you'll be using here? The energy E1 and E2 of two radiations are 25 electron volt and 50 electron volt. The relation between their wavelengths. Yes, the formula is E is equal to Hc by lambda. And here Hc is going to be constant. So I am writing E is inversely proportional to lambda. So E1 by E2 is equal to lambda 2 by lambda 1. Right. So what is E1 given? 25 and E2 is 50, which is equal to lambda 2 by lambda 1. So 25 1 times 25, 2 times is 50. So 1 by 2 is equal to lambda 2 by lambda 1. So what would be the relation? Lambda 1 is equal to 2 into lambda 2. So option B is the right answer. Very good. Okay, option B is the right answer. Yes. And the next question is in the reaction. Okay, so what they have given you 1, 2, 3. 1, 3 dinitrobenzene on reaction with X, it gives you NH2NO2. What would be X? Yes, very good. Tin chloride HCl. Okay, so when you put tin chloride HCl, NO2 will get converted to NH2. So option D is right. Yes. And the next question is nucleotide in DNA are linked by which type of bond? Nucleotide in DNA are linked by which type of bond? Nucleotide in DNA are linked by which type of bond? Yes, very good. 3, 5 phosphodiester bond. Nucleotide in DNA, they are linked by 3, 5 phosphodiester bond. Okay, so peptide bond is used to link protein. Glycosidic bond is used to link carbohydrates. Right? Hydrogen bond, we know that it is between hydrogen and a highly electronegative atom. So nucleotide and DNA, they are linked by 3, 5 phosphodiester bond. Very good. Yes. And next question is the correct order of thermal stability of hydrogen halide is. Okay, so what is the correct order of thermal stability of hydrogen halide? Yes, very good. It is option C. It is option C. Always remember. Okay, so the atoms are very small, then the bond would be strong. Okay, so here hydrogen is small, fluorine is also small compared to the other halogen, right? So therefore, you need to supply more amount of energy in order to break this bond. So which one will be thermally stable? HF will be more thermally stable compared to HI, right? So option C is the correct answer. Very good. And next question is the values of delta H and delta S for the reaction carbon plus carbon dioxide gives carbon monoxide are given as 170 and 170. This reaction will be spontaneous at. Okay, so what would be the temperature? Okay, so what equation we can write? We can write delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S. Right? Okay, so now if this equation is in equilibrium, delta G would be equal to 0, assuming this equation is at equilibrium, right? So now 0 is equal to delta H value is 170 minus T into delta S is 170. So what would be T? See here it is given in kilojoule, right? Here it is given in kilojoule and here it is given as joule. Here it is given as joule. So therefore, just convert this into joules. Okay. So 170 into 10 power 3 is equal to T into 170. So what would be T? T would be 170 into 10 power 3 by 170. So T would be 1000 Kelvin if it is in equilibrium. Now they have asked for a spontaneous reaction. So for a spontaneous reaction, delta G should be negative. Now, if I apply this 1000 temperature here, now here both the values are 170, right? So above this 1000 temperature, I'll be getting a negative value, right? So what would be the correct answer? Yes, very good. Option B would be the correct answer. 1110 Kelvin. And all the other three options are below 1000 Kelvin. Yes, very good. Our next question is, the following carbohydrate is, okay, whether it is a ketohexose, aldohexose, and alpha luranose or alpha pyranose. It should be alpha furanose or alpha pyranose. Yes. So we have seen the structure, right? We have seen the structure. See here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 carbons are there and 1 oxygen is there, right? And I have a CH2OH. So this is a cyclic form of what? Cyclic form of glucose, right? So glucose is an aldohexose. Option B is the correct answer. It is an aldohexose. Okay, it is a pyranose ring. Okay, and but it is the if the ring is pyranose, means it should be like this. Okay, so this is your pyranose form. But the actual thing is what? It is aldohexose. Okay. Yes. And next is, which one of the following statement is correct? All amino acids except lysine are optically active. All amino acids are optically active. All amino acids except glycine are optically active. All amino acids except glutamic acid are optically active. Yes, very good. All amino acids except glycine are optically active, because glycine doesn't have chiral carbon. It is a chiral, whereas all other amino acids are chiral. Okay, option C is right. Okay, so except glycine, all the other amino acids are optically active. Okay, so glycine is the first amino acid. So we know that the general form of amino acid is COOH-NH2. This is the general form, right? So what is glycine? Instead of R, it would be H. So CH2, NH2, CH2, COOH is glycine. So here this one is a chiral because it has two similar groups. Okay. So whereas all the other amino acids will be having a different alkyl group. So everything is going to be optically active except glycine. Yes. Okay. And next is, in case of nitrogen, NCl3 is possible but not NCl5. While in case of phosphorus, PCl3 as well as PCl5 are possible. It is due to. Yes. So we know that nitrogen, phosphorus both belong to group 15. Yes. So what is the only thing which differs between nitrogen and phosphorus? Okay. See here, nitrogen, it won't have d orbital. Whereas phosphorus have d orbital. Hence it can extend its orbital. Right. So it can extend its orbital to accommodate all the 5 chlorine atoms. So therefore PCl3 and PCl5 is possible. But nitrogen, it doesn't have the d orbital. So therefore it couldn't form NCl5. It can form only NCl3. Yes. So therefore availability of vacant d orbitals in phosphorus but not in nitrogen is the correct answer. Yes. And the next question is, in the series of reaction, what they have given, C6H5NH2 aniline, when it reacts with NaNO2 HCl gives X, and X on reaction with HNO2 gives Y plus N2 HCl, X and Y are. Okay. So aniline on reaction with NaNO2 HCl, it gives what? It gives benzene diazonium chloride. So we have both B and C has benzene diazonium chloride. Now look into why. Benzene diazonium chloride on reaction with HNO2, it gives what? It gives C6H5NO2, right? So therefore NH2, NaNO2, HCl, it gives benzene diazonium chloride. On reaction with HNO2, it gives C6H5NO2 nitrobenzene. So option C is right. Okay, and next is, yes, so that's it. Okay, so any doubts? Any doubts? Any doubts? Okay, so are you able to answer these type of questions? Are you able to answer these type of questions? Yes? Okay, fine. Yes, so now physics sir is ready. Okay, so he'll be taking over the session. Thank you all.
So hey guys, how are you all? So let me just take my little time to arrange myself. Okay, you can see that my head is getting cut, right? So I have to move this table that is below here, but I can't move it. Yeah, just a second. Okay, so I think I have moved it, so I am settled now. So hi everyone, so how are you guys, and shall we start the session? So what is the first question, and where is my PPTs? Well, I have to look out for them. Yes. Madhesh Verma says yes. Okay, so just a few seconds. So today we are discussing ATEEE, right? What is it? Here it is. So you're all ready, right? Will I get these PPTs as PDFs, sir? Yes, you will get it as PDFs. Yes, there is no doubt about it. Okay. So who are all here? Let's make an attendance now. So answer is B, Mani Keshav. Okay, so he's very fast. Ready is Saya. Okay, so is it sir or Saya, because that is a good word to use. Okay, B. So everyone has predicted the answer already. Okay, but still I have to solve and show it to you once, right? So before that I have to make one more correction. That is, I'm too much big, I think so. So I have to make myself a little smaller and little to the corner. Okay, so now I think I'm very much good to go. This is Joule's law. Well, I'll just explain it to you then. Okay, so the resistance of a wire, it is R ohms. It is melted and stretched to n times its original length. Okay, its new resistance will be. So they are talking about the resistance, right? So what is the formula to find resistance R? Well, it is rho L divided by A, right? This is the formula, and they are saying that initially the resistance was, say, like R, okay, and after we melt it and stretch it, that is its length changes, okay, its resistance changes to something like R2. Okay, so now they are asking us to find the value of R2. Okay, so what I'm going to do here first is, for R1 I'm going to write it as R1 is equal to rho its initial length to be L1 divided by its initial area to be A1. Okay, this is one part of the equation. The other part is rho into L2 divided by A2, that is for the new resistance after it was stretched. Okay, so now what I have to do is I have to divide both these relations. Okay, so when I divide, what you can see here is the terms rho and rho. Okay, since the resistivity won't change, they will get cancelled. Okay, so if they get cancelled now, and then what happens? Okay, the next question is, okay, what is going to happen then? Then you will be getting something like this: R1 divided by R2 is equal to L1 divided by L2 into A2 divided by A1. Okay, so now let's just keep it as equation 1. I'm going to derive a very important relation that I want you to remember hereafter, so that you can solve the sum pretty much very easily. Okay, what is it? Well, see, there is initially a wire of resistance R, its length is L, right? I am stretching it. So what happens is, when I stretch it, okay, its length will increase, but its area will decrease. Okay, but anyway, the volume before stretching and the volume after stretching, it should remain same. The volume should remain constant, it should not have changed. So that's the core idea to solve this sum. Okay, so for it, what I'm going to do is, okay, like I'm going to consider the volume formula, that is volume before should be equal to what? It should be equal to volume after stretching, right? So volume, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the formula as A1 into L1 should be equal to A2 into L2, from which I can say that the value of A2 divided by A1 will be equal to L1 divided by L2. Okay, so this you have to remember from this moment. Okay, so whenever they're going to ask you a question where the length of the wire is stretched, okay, in place of A2 divided by A1, that is in equation 1, you can see that there is A2 divided by A1, you can substitute what? L1 divided by L2. Okay, so this is equation 2. So now what what I'm going to do is, okay, substitute 2 in 1. So then I will be getting R1 divided by R2 is equal to L1 divided by L2 the whole square. So the initially, okay, the length was what? L. After stretching, okay, the length increases by n times whole square. So R1 divided by R2. Okay, in place of R1, I'm just going to substitute the value R. Okay, because that's what the value that they have given in the question. Okay, in the question they have given the value of R1 as just R. Okay, so now we can simply finish it. Okay, we can just cancel L and L. So the value of R2 will be n square into R. So that is the answer. Okay, so which option matches here? That is n square R. Which one is right? Of course, most of you have guessed it already. So a good job by everyone. Okay, everyone listening the class, superb. Okay, so here option B is the right one. Okay, and also we did solve this question in the class, so yes, it's good that you all remember. Okay, so everyone understands this, right? We can go to the move to the next question, right? Yes, can we? The first question we have done it successfully, right? So here is a second one. A coil, okay, and of it has 40 Henry inductance is conducted in series with a resistance of 8 ohms. Okay, so a 40 Henry inductance and a 8 ohm resistance, the combination is joined to the terminals of a 2-volt battery. So they are asking us to find the time constant of the circuit. So they have given the value of inductance as what? 40 Henry. They given the value of resistance what? 8 ohms. Okay, they are asking us to find what? They are asking us to find the time constant. Well, if you want to find the time constant, then the formula is you have to divide the inductance divided by resistance. So this is a very pretty much straightforward question. So if you divide 40 Henry divided by 8 ohms, you will be getting what? Well, 5. So the answer is 5 seconds. That's it. A pretty very much easy question. So what is the formula to find time constant? Well, it is inductance divided by resistance. In place of inductance, we are just substituting the value that is given in the question, that is 40 divided by the resistance is 8 ohms. So the answer is 5. Yes, super easy, right? Okay, so now, okay, the next question, which of the following is the correct lens formula? Why is it that all these questions feel very easy? Because yes, Viteee is kind of very easy. Okay, so what do you think the answer here is? Okay, which of the following is the correct lens formula? Yes, A. Okay, in case if the question is asked that which one is the correct mirror equation, then if they ask you the question as which of the following is the correct mirror equation, then what you will answer? Yes, If they ask you as mirror equation, you have to answer B. If they ask it as lens formula, you have to go with A. So pretty much a direct question. Okay, so of course you are going to answer it pretty much easily. So now another easy question, but don't worry. Okay, the hard questions are going to come. Okay, I'm just initially going with the easiest ones. So the magnetic field at a point due to a current carrying conductor is directly proportional to, so here is a current carrying conductor, it's producing a magnetic field, and at a particular distance from it, okay, the magnetic field, will it be directly proportional to the resistance of the conductor? No, I don't think so. Thickness of the conductor? Not so. Okay, current flowing through the conductor? Yeah, there is a good chance. If the current increases, the magnetic field has to increase. So yeah, C seems kind of right. And then distance from the conductor. Actually, if the distance increases, the magnetic field should increase. My bad. The distance increases, the magnetic field should decrease, right? That is, it is inversely proportional. Okay. So here they are asking about directly proportional, which means the answer should be what? Of course, you are all like bombarding the comment section with the right answer. That is C. So superb, guys. Yeah, it's Biot-Savart's law. So the basic condition, right? So now, okay, there is a metallic sphere. It is placed in a uniform electric field. Mind it, it's not magnetic field, it's electric field. The line of force follow the path or paths shown in the figure as. Which of the following paths, okay, does it follow? D. Everyone says D. Okay, because why the other answers cannot be right, like 1, 2 and 3, why can they be right? Because simply inside a solid sphere, okay, this is a sphere, right? So inside a solid sphere, the electric field will simply be what? 0. Okay, so technically there should be no electric field lines inside the sphere, so only 4. Okay, the fourth one follows it correctly, and that's why the answer is D, 4. Okay, so yeah, now actually Harshiv, yes, the questions, they are not technically repeated. Actually we discussed them during the class, right? So what the questions that I discussed in the class, they were from these question papers, right? Since we are discussing 2018 question paper, whatever the questions that you have already seen in the class, it seems to be for you like it is repeating, because we already learned it. That's a good thing. Okay, so yes, the electron and even like in the class, if you have seen the question would have been a little different. One will also be not passing through the sphere. That's how I asked the question in the class. Here I changed it a little. Okay, so now we'll come back to this one. The electron in a hydrogen atom first jumps from third excited state to second excited state, then from second excited state to first excited state. Okay, fine. The ratio of wavelength lambda 1 is to lambda 2 emitted in the two cases is. So basically they are asking us to find the ratio of wavelength, but what formula should I use here? Well, we can use the formula of wave number, that is 1 divided by lambda is equal to R into 1 divided by m square minus 1 divided by n square. Okay, simply we can write it like this. So or just you can also write it simply for you to understand like this also, that is n, okay, final square minus n initial square. You can also write it like this. Just that it jumps from the third excited state to the second state, right? So actually it should have been like this: initial n final. Okay, so this is the formula that we are going to use to solve the problem. So what are they saying? Well, first it jumps from third excited state to second excited state. Okay, it jumps from what? Third excited state to second excited state. Okay, so I just think I just made a mess of the formula. Okay, So it is actually final minus initial. I did write it like correct first, but I just made a mess of it. Okay, anyway, now we will come back to it. So first they are saying that it was initially, okay, where, well, it was initially in the third excited state. If it is the third excited state, then we have to take it as what? 4. Okay, n is 4. So from there it goes to what? Finally it goes to the second excited state. So if it is a second excited state, then it should be equal to 3. So now all we have to do is we have to substitute these values in the formula. So 1 divided by lambda 1 should be equal to r into 1 divided by, finally it was where at third whole square, minus initially it was at the fourth. So what will happen now? Well, let's just calculate. Okay, 1 divided by lambda 1 should be equal to r into 1 divided by 9 minus 1 divided by 16, and we have to cross multiply this. So 1 divided by lambda 1 is equal to r into 16 minus 9 divided by 144. That's what we are going to get here, right? We are going to get 144, and if we subtract this also, then you will be getting 7r divided by 144. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to label it as equation 1. Okay, 1 divided by lambda 1 is equal to 7r divided by 144, or if you want it now, you can also write it like this. That is, since they are asking lambda 1 divided by lambda 2, so lambda 1 is equal to 144 divided by 7r. You can also write it like this. So we'll just name it as equation 1. Now like this we have to find the equation 2 too. Okay, so here for the second one, 1 divided by lambda 2 is equal to, I will just write the case for it first. Okay, they are saying that what, then from second excited state to first excited state. Okay, in the next scenario the jump happens from second excited state to first one. So if it is second excited state, initially it was at second, right? So you have to take it as 3. From there it is going to what? Finally the first excited state. And what is the first excited state? Well, n's value is 2 for it. So 1 divided by lambda 2 is equal to r divided by 1 divided by, finally it was at 2 square minus initially it was at 3 square. So now we calculated, that's it. So r into 1 divided by 4 minus 1 divided by 9. So r is equal to 5 divided by 36, 1 divided by lambda 2. Then the value of lambda 2 will be what? It will be 36 divided by 5r, and this is equation 2. Okay, so now all we have to do is we have to divide equation 2 and the equation 1, lambda 1 divided by lambda 2, and we'll get the answer finally. So now, like, can you guys solve and tell it to me? Okay, can you guys solve it for me? Lambda 1 divided by lambda 2 is equal to, what is the first answer we found out? 144 divided by 7r. So 144 divided by 7r divided by the other value is what? 36 divided by 5r, right? So you can directly cancel 36 and 144, and it will become what? It will become 4. And what will happen? Well, very simple. The 4 and 5, they will get multiplied. So it has to become 20 divided by 7. Lambda 1 divided by lambda 2 is equal to, well, what will happen to these terms? That is r and r, well, they get cancelled, right? So the answer finally we are going to get is what? 20 divided by 7. So which option is matching then? Can you guys look at the option and tell me which one is matching here? Yes. So which one? Come on, the comments is like, the section is sleeping now, the comment section. You all got it? How to solve it, right? You can see that option D, 20 divided by 7 is matching. Yes, Madheshwar, good. Okay, so can we move on to the next one? Okay, so finally when a somewhat bigger sum creeps up, you are all getting very slow, right? So be fast, okay, be energetic. Let's do this very, very fast, right? So now in a common emitter transistor amplifier, the value of beta is equal to 60 degree. Okay, that's good. They have given it directly. And the value of R naught is equal to 5000 ohms, and the internal resistance of the transistor is 500 ohms. So the internal resistance is 500 ohms. Okay, so the voltage amplification of the amplifier will be, okay, so they are asking us to find the what voltage amplification of the amplifier will be. Okay, so what is it? Well, is it going to be 600? Okay, good. So you have all calculated it already, right? So what is the formula first we have to use here? Well, they are asking us to find the voltage amplification, right? It is going to be equal to beta into the value, that is the resistance that they have given here. Okay, and it is what? R0 divided by Ri. So what is the value of beta that they have given? 60 into what is the value of R0? Well, it is 5000 divided by 500, right? So 5000 divided by 500, you are going to simply get what? 10. So of course it is going to be 600. Okay, so that's the final answer, and yes, you guys did predicted right. Okay, so Madhesh Verma, I have written the formula here. Okay, if you need to find the voltage amplification, then you have to multiply beta into R0 divided by RT. So of course, what is R0 here? Well, R0 is the resistance on the output. Okay, whereas the internal resistance of the transistor Ri they have given directly in the question. Okay, what is the value of beta? Well, it is a voltage amplification in common emitter mode, right? So they have already given all the values, and here is the formula. Okay, so if you want to note it down now, you can also note it down here, right? So Nimish Chintapalli is also here. Hi, Nimish. Okay, so now the next question, everyone is clear with it, right? So Madhesh is also very much clear with it. Good. So now the next question. A machine gun has a mass 5 kg. Okay, it fires 50 gram bullets at the rate of 30 bullets per minute at a speed of 400 meter per second. So what force is required to keep the gun in position? Okay, so they are asking us what force is required, right? And this question, of course, it is from laws of motion. We will take momentum formula. Okay, see, when it comes to momentum, you can write it as mass into velocity. Also, you know that dimensionally both impulse and the momentum, they are equal. So I can also write it as what? Force into time. So from this formula, what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the force. So force should be equal to mass into velocity divided by time. Why am I using this formula? Because in the question they have given the mass. They have given it as what? 5 kg. Have they given the velocity? Okay. Yes, they have given the velocity, which is 400 meter per second. So there is velocity, it is 400 meter per second, and they have given the number of bullets fired, which is what? 30 bullets. We are firing actually 30 bullets. Okay. So now, and have they given the time period? Okay. Yes, per minute. We are firing these 30 bullets and what? Per minute. That is 60 seconds. So almost all the values that they have given it in the question, all we need to do is actually we have to substitute it here. So F is equal to, what is the value of mass? Well, it is 5 into what is the value of velocity? Well, it is 400. Sorry, how many bullets are here? Well, we are firing 30 bullets, right? So all we have to do is we have to multiply the mass. Okay, just one small mistake on my side. Okay, actually they have given the mass of the gun as 5 kg, but the bullet as 50 gram. Okay, actually we have to take the bullet is getting fired, right? So we have to actually take the mass of the bullet. So if it is 50 gram na, then we have to write it like this: 50 into 10 power minus 3. We are converting it into what? Kilogram. So this small correction we have to include in the calculation also. So 50 into 10 power minus 3 into, now the value of velocity is what? Well, it is 400 into the number of bullets is 30 divided by the total time taken for it is 60. That's it. If we solve this now, then we will immediately get the answer. So 30, 60, if we cancel it now, it is going to be 2, and 2, 400, it is going to be 200. Here is 10 power minus 3, here are 2 zeros, so it becomes 10 power minus 1. And 50 into 2 is what? 50 into 2 is, it is 100. 100 into 10 power minus 1 is, well, finally the answer is 10. So 10 Newton. That is the final answer here. So you guys also make sure you calculate it and you check it. Okay, so we are getting 10 Newton. So which option is right here? Yes, option A. Okay, it is right. Okay, so now can we move on to the next one? Yes, everyone is clear, huh? So can similar questions like this come in exam? Yes, they can. Okay, see, when you take these triple E question papers, for example, Viteee triple E question papers, throughout the years, okay, they have been repeatedly asking questions from the same set of formulas, same set of concepts. Even sometimes, like if they are asking you a question, okay, where they say that the wavelength is doubled, in the next year the question is that the wavelength is tripled. Okay, they will just change and patch the questions a little bit, and there are very good chances that the questions might repeat, or the same formula might repeat. So yes, there is a very good chance, and it is very important that you solve all the previous year questions. Okay, Madhesh Verma, regarding downloading the previous year question papers, okay, you can actually contact us through the helpline number that we have given here. Due to some reasons, we can actually directly share the websites with you. So what you can do is you can just click the helpline number which is given directly below this video, and if you click it now, we'll tell you where to do it. Okay, or even we could send it to you, right? So do it. So now the next question. The activity of a radioactive sample is measured as 9750 counts per minute at t is equal to 0 and 975 counts at t is equal to 5 minutes. Okay, so the decay constant, okay, they are asking us to find the decay constant, and they are just asking us to find it approximately. They are saying that is more than enough. Okay, so first we'll write the decay rate formula here. Okay, since they are asking the decay constant, okay, so it should be what? It should be decay rate formula. So the decay rate, we can write it as R is equal to R naught into e to the power minus lambda t. So what are the values that they have given? Well, initially the value at t is equal to 0, what? 0 was what? 9750, and after some time it becomes what? It becomes 975. And what time, after what time does it happen? Well, after 5 minutes. Okay, they just saying it as what? After 5 minutes. Okay, so that's it. So in place of t, we can just substitute 5, and we have to substitute all these values in this relation. So the value of R is 975 should be equal to 9750 into, okay, or just to the power e to the power minus lambda. In place of t, we have to substitute 5, right? So minus 5 lambda. This is what we get. We have to cancel the terms on both the sides, and we'll be getting what? 10 here. Okay, so this 10 I'm going to bring it to this side. So what will happen is 1 divided by 10. Okay, we can write it like this. That is 1 divided by 10 should be equal to e to the power minus 5 lambda, or simply I can also write it a little differently like this. That is what I'm going to do is I'm going to write it like this. 10 power minus 1 should be equal to e to the power minus 5 lambda. So I'm going to take natural log on both the sides. Okay, so minus natural log of 10 should be equal to minus 5 lambda. Okay, it should be equal to what? Minus 5 lambda. So what we have to do here, we have to find the value of lambda, right? So natural log of 10 is, well, it is 2.305 divided by 5 should be equal to lambda. That's it. And we just go and look at the options. 2.305, if we divide it by 5 now, then you are going to get some answer in 0.4, right? So which option is starting with 0.4? Well, option C. Okay, so option C is starting with 0.4, so that is the right answer. Okay, if it is 2.5 now, then you divide it now, it is going to be in 0.5. Since it is less than 2.5 and above 2, you can automatically guess that when you divide it, it has to start with what? 4. So 0.461. Okay. Madhesh Verma, actually why I don't convert the minutes into seconds here now? Look at the options. All the options are in minutes only. If the option itself is in minute, you don't need to. if in case the question says or the option says that it is in seconds, okay, if they give it in seconds, now do the conversion, otherwise you don't need to. Okay, so now the equivalent capacitance between A and B for the combination of capacitors shown in the figure where all capacitance are in microfarad is. So here is a circuit. Okay, so here we just have to find the equivalent capacitance, right? You can see that this 1 microfarad and this 3 microfarad, they are connected in what? Well, they are connected in parallel, right? They are connected in parallel. If they are connected in parallel, then for parallel we can add them directly. That is 1 plus 3 is equal to 4 microfarad. Okay, so they both get added and they become 4 microfarad. This whole 4 microfarad and this 4 microfarad, they will be in series. So they both are 4. Okay, so if they are 4 then for series it should be what? Well, for capacitor in series it should be something like this: C1 C2 divided by C1 plus C2. So simply we'll be getting the answer 2. Okay, you will be getting what? Well, simply you will be getting 2. Okay, so likewise will come below also. You can see that this 6 and this 2, they are again connected in what? Well, they are connected in parallel. Parallel you have to add them directly. So 6 plus 2 is what? Well, it will totally become 8, and here is a 8 and here is a 8. So 1 by 8 plus 1 by 8, automatically it is going to be what? Well, if you add it in series it is going to be 4. Okay, so here you have 2 and here you have 4. Okay, so totally they will be also connected in parallel. Okay, so 2 plus 4 is, the answer is, of course, it is 6. So Mahesh Verma, no, the answer is not B, actually it is A. Okay, it is 6. Okay, so if you want it now, I will also break it down. Okay, see, initially what happened? Well, the circuit was something like this. There was a 4 and here there were 2 resistors, and then again here there were, sorry, not 2 resistors, 2 capacitors, and here was a 8 microfarad, and this is how the circuit was, AV, right? So we had 1 and 3 here. So what happened when 1 and 3 got added together? Well, they become 4, right? So the circuit should have become something like this. Here was a 4 and here was a 4, and they are in what? Series. And if you add them in series then the circuit gets even more smaller. They become a single capacitance and it becomes 2. Likewise, what we have here? Well, below they gave us a 6 and 2 and they are connected in parallel. So the 6 and 2, they get added and they become a single capacitor. So it becomes what? Well, it becomes 8. Here was also an 8, and this 8 and 8, they were connected in series. So it becomes what? Simply 4, right? It becomes 4. So here is a 4 and 2 and they are connected in parallel. So we are adding them directly, and that's how we get the answer 6. Okay, so that is the right one. Okay, so yeah, now we'll move on to the next sum, right? So you don't have any doubt on this, right? If you have any doubt now, you can actually put it up. Okay, I will solve and give it to you again, so don't hesitate to ask your doubts. So 2 coils have mutual inductance of 0.005 Henry. Okay, so the current changes in the first coil according to the equation I is equal to I naught sin omega t, where I naught is equal to 10 ampere and omega's value is equal to 100 pi radian per second. So the maximum value of the EMF in the second coil is, okay, so the first clue that I picked up here is it is mutual inductance. Okay, and they and they are asking us to find the EMF. So what is the formula to find the EMF? Well, it is simple: M into di divided by dt. This is the formula, right? So in place of I will just substitute the capital letter I that they have given in the question, I. Okay, so first what we will do is we will substitute this value of current that they have given in the question. So EMF is equal to, what is the value of mutual induction that they have given in the question? They say that it is 0.005. What is the value of I? Well, they say that it is equal to I naught sine omega t. So let's substitute these two values in the question first. So 0.005 into d divided by dt, the value of I is I naught sine omega t, right? So if we differentiate sine omega t with respect to t, then it becomes what? Omega cos omega t, right? So 0.005 into omega cos omega t. Okay, this is what we are going to get for EMF formula. But okay, are they just asking the EMF, or are they asking us to find the maximum value of EMF? Okay, they are asking us to find the maximum value. And if you want to find the maximum value, then of course you can solve it easily. For maximum EMF, okay, the value of cos omega t, or just omega t, should be equal to 0 degree, because if omega t is equal to 0 degree, then cos 0 degree or cos omega t will be equal to 1. That's a clue here. Okay, so from this I can simply say that what will the EMF, I think I missed one more important thing, the value of I naught. Okay, so I should have wrote the value of I naught here. So the value of maximum EMF will be equal to what? 0.005 into I naught, okay, into omega. That's it. So now we will come back to the question, and in the question we can see that they have actually given the value of I naught as what? 10 ampere, and then they have given the value of omega as what? 100 pi. So all we need to do is we have to substitute it here. Okay, they've already given the values in the question. We all have to do is we have to substitute it here. Okay, so now E max is equal to 0.005 into what is the value of I naught, that is 10, and what is the value of omega? They say it as 100 pi. So 100 pi. Okay, so that's it. We just solve it now. So here there are 10 power 3 and here it is 0.005. So it is going to be 5 pi. The value of maximum EMF is equal to what? 5 pi. So which option is matching here? Which one is right here? Well, you can clearly see that option B is matching. Okay, which one is matching here? Option B. That's the one that is matching here, right? So everyone has got it? Everyone understood it? Can we move on to the next one? Yeah. So here we go. Okay, so in Young's double slit experiment, intensity at a point is 1/4 of the maximum intensity. Okay, so the first thing, okay, what they have given in the question is what? The intensity is maximum intensity divided by 4 times. Okay, now they are asking us to find the angular position of this point. Okay, they are asking us to find the angular position, that is a value of theta. That's what they are asking us to find. Okay, so what formula can we use here? That's what we have to think. Okay, see, generally the formula for I is what? It is I naught cos the path difference divided by 2 whole square. This is a form. Oopsies. Okay, this is the formula, only that the square has to be written here. Okay, cos square path difference divided by 2. Okay, so now in this formula we can also relate that the value of I, okay, they have given it as what? I naught divided by 4. So we will substitute it. I naught divided by 4 should be equal to I naught cos square dou divided by 2. Okay, so what are the terms I can cancel on both the sides? I can cancel I naught. So now what will happen? Well, this square here, I will take it to this side, then it should become a root. So 1/4. If I take root of 1/4 now, it should become 1/2, right? So now the relation will be 1/2 is equal to cos dou divided by 2. So dou divided by 2 should be equal to cos inverse of 1/2. So in cos table, when will we get 1/2? Okay, when it comes to cos table, when will be getting 1/2? Can anyone put it up in the comments? Okay, like in the chat. Yes, because there are the chat section is very silent now. I don't even know whether you guys are listening or not. So just to put a wake up call, just tell me in cos table when do we get 1/2? Can anyone answer yes? No? Actually, the number starts to decrease when I ask a question. Okay, fine. So, literally no answers. This is a graveyard then. Okay, so now then I'll just answer it all by myself, right? Well, you will get it at 60 degree or pi by 3. Okay, when are we going to get it? At 60 degree or pi by 3. So, dou divided by 2 should be equal to just pi by 3 or the value of, okay, dou will be equal to what? 2 pi divided by 3, right? So now, okay, the important thing is, okay, is this what they asked? No, they asked us to find what? Angular position, that is theta. You have to find the value of theta. So, but then why did we find this? Well, only if you find this, okay, you can actually bring the answer. So how are we going to do it? Well, look, okay, see the formula for path difference, we can write it like this: del x, okay, del x should be equal to lambda divided by 2 pi into the value we have found here, that is del. Okay, we have found it as what? We found it as 2 pi divided by 3. Okay, and also we know another formula. Okay, we know another formula, that is for del x we can also write it as d sine theta. So by relating both these formulas, we can actually find the value of theta, and that's how we are going to solve it. Okay, so d sine theta should be equal to lambda divided by 2 pi into, in the place of del, what is the value we have found here? 2 pi divided by 3. So 2 pi divided by 3. So what are the terms that will cancel? Well, 2 pi and 2 pi, they will get cancelled. Okay, we will be just having lambda by 3. Okay, so we have to just write down the formula. Okay, sine theta is equal to lambda divided by 3d, and theta is equal to sine inverse of lambda divided by 3d. So that is the final answer, and just we have to check the options whether it is there. Okay, so where can we find it? Well, we can find it at option C. Okay, where can we find it? We can find it at option C, right? So everyone has understood this? Yes, Madheshwarma, the option is C. Okay, so I find that most of you are very silent. Just to know that, okay, I'm not very alone here. Can you all just put up a hi message in the comments so that I can know that you guys are here? Let's keep the class as much as interactive as possible. Okay, so in that way, yeah, so in that way we can know that, you know, you're all staying attention and you're actually listening, right? Because that's very important here. Okay, so now the next question: two batteries of EMF 4 volt and 8 volt with internal resistance of 1 ohm and 2 ohm are connected in a circuit with a resistance of 9 ohms. Okay, so what do I know from this question here? Well, I know that the external resistance is equal to what? It is equal to 9 ohms. The internal resistance R1 is equal to what? Well, it is equal to 1 ohm. The value of R2 is equal to 2 ohms. Okay, from the first line I got all these values. Okay, fine. But sir, they are given even the values of the EMFs. Yes, so they have given the values of EMFs also, and you can see that they are connected, like they are connected positive, right? The positive of 4 volt is connected with the positive of 8 volt. Then the potential difference between them will be equal to what? Well, 8 minus 4, the potential difference between them will be 4 volts. 8 minus 4 is 4 volts. Okay, so yes, donk RL, there are 7 here or 10 here or just 1 here. Okay, I don't care about it. It's not about the numbers, but whoever is listening, we have to be very interactive, right? That's how, you know, like we know that we learn something. If you're just sitting idle, then like after some time you will just lose the interest. So by keeping the interactions with me, it will be very you know, useful for you. It will be super for you. Okay, so that's why I asked to maintain it, right? So okay, so these are the values that they've given in the question, right? The external resistance to internal resistance and the value of V, that is a potential or EMF. Okay, now what are they asking? Well, the current and potential difference between the points P and QR. They are asking us to find the current and potential difference between the points P and Q. And you already found the potential difference between P and Q, which is equal to what? Well, which is equal to 4 volts, right? We have found it as what? 4 volts. If you just check this alone, you can see that only in one option there is 4 volt. Okay, in no other option there is 4 volt. So from this itself, actually you have to predict it, right? Oh, no. We'll come back to it later. That is a total potential between V and VB, right? So no, it is not B. It is not B. Okay, so I just made a little mess of it. We will find it out clearly now. Okay, what we'll do is first we will find the value of current in the circuit. Okay, because see this potential, it is across the whole circuit. They are just asking us to find between P and Q. Okay, so between P and Q actually there is only one resistance, that is 9 ohms. So only for it we have to find out. So in order to find it, we have to know the value of current. And so in order to find the value of current, we are going to divide V divided by R plus R1 plus R2. That is total EMF divided by total resistance. Okay, what am I doing? I'm just putting the total EMF divided by total resistance, since they are all connected in series. Okay, so what is the value of V? Well, it is 4 divided by what is the value of external resistance? 9 plus internal resistance is 1, the other is 2. Okay, so you'll simply be getting 4 divided by 12 or 1 divided by 3 ampere. Okay, the current, the value of current, we are going to get it as what? 1 divided by 3 ampere. The value of I is equal to 1 divided by 3 ampere. So now, okay, we know that the current that is flowing through the 9 ohm resistor is what? It is 1 divided by 3 ampere. Now we will find the potential across the 9 ohm. Okay, now we can find the potential across 9 ohm. So potential across PQ. Okay, it should be equal to what? V across PQ should be equal to I into R. So what is the value of I? It is 1 by 3 into what is the value of R? Well, it is across 9 ohms, right? So you have to just put it as 9. So it will be 3 volt. Okay, the potential across PQ then is equal to what? It is equal to 3 volts. And which option matches here exactly? Well, you can see here clearly that A. Okay, A matches 1 by 3 ampere and 3 volt. Okay, so now everyone has got it. Can we move on to the next one? Okay, easy option is given. Yeah, that's where we can make a careless mistake actually. So the next question, which this is kind of very easy. The horizontal component of the Earth's magnetic field is 3.6 into 10 power minus 5 Tesla, where the dip angle is 60 degree. So they have given the angle of inclination as 60 degree, and then they have given the horizontal component of the Earth's magnetic field as 3.6 into 10 power minus 5. Okay, fine. The magnitude of the Earth's magnetic field is, so they are asking us to find the magnitude of the Earth's magnetic field. So what is the formula here? Well, the horizontal component of the Earth's magnetic field should be equal to Earth's magnetic field into cos I. Okay, that is the angle of dip or inclination, cos I. So have they given all the values that I need to solve the sum? Yes. The horizontal component is 3.6 into 10 power minus 5 should be equal to Earth's magnetic field BE into cos 60 degree. So what is the value of cos 60 degree? Well, it is going to be 1 by 2. Okay, so Earth's magnetic field into 1 by 2 should be equal to 3.6 into 10 power minus 5. So if I multiply 3.6 into 2, it will become what? It will become 7.2. So which option has 7.2? You can see that option C has 7.2, and that's the right answer. Yes. So that is the right answer, and we have completed this also. This is a very easy question, right? So the next one, the velocity of water in a river is 18 km per hour near the surface. If the river is 5 meter deep, find the shearing stress between the horizontal layers of water. The coefficient of viscosity of water is 10 power minus 2 boys. Okay, so what are the values that they have given here? They given the velocity, okay, and they are saying that it is 18 kilometer per hour. Now here is an important clue. All the options are in Newton per meter square. Okay, which means it is in SI unit. So you have to convert it into SI unit. So 18 into we'll just put it as 5 by 18, then you will get the velocity as just 5. Okay, so whenever you have to convert kilometer per hour into meter per second, just multiply it by 5 by 18, you will get the answer immediately. 18 cancels, and velocity is actually equal to what? 5 meter per second. Okay, so this is the first thing. Okay, if the river is 5 meter deep, okay, so now here they are describing about the area, okay, and they are saying that what it is equal to 5 meter deep. Okay, they are saying that it is equal to what? It is 5 meters deep. Okay, super, very well. And then the coefficient of viscosity, they have given it as what? 10 power minus 2. Okay, they have given it as 10 power minus 2. So all we have to do is we have to substitute it in the formula. Which formula should I substitute, sir? Well, we have to substitute it in viscous force formula. Okay, that is F is equal to 6. Oh, see, it's not this one, the other one. The force, okay, it should be equal to eta into A into dV divided by dx. Sir, but I do not know certain values here. For example, they have not given the value of area, okay, and they have given the deepness, okay, that is how much deep it is 5 meters, so it is the value of dx. Okay, actually they have not given the area, but look at the question carefully. What are they asking? They are asking us to find the shearing stress. What is the formula for stress then? For stress, the formula is force divided by area. Then what you can do, you can actually bring the term area to this side, F divided by A. Okay, so if you change it like this now, then F divided by A should be equal to coefficient of viscosity into dV divided by dx. That's a formula. So now what is the coefficient of viscosity? Eta. It is 10 power minus 2. So 10 power minus 2 into what is the velocity? dV. Well, it is 5 divided by, and then what is the value of dx? It is also 5. So 5 divided by 5, you are just going to have 10 power minus 2 Newton per meter square. So that is the answer. And now we have to check which of the options is matching here exactly, and you can see that 10 power minus 2 is an option B, right? 10 power minus 2 Newton per meter square. So option B is matching here, right? Everyone gets this? Can we move on to the next one? Yes, everyone, guys, you're there, right? You're there, but you're stubborn to not answer, isn't it? Yeah, next. So here is an answer finally from Madish. Okay, so the magnetic field in a traveling electromagnetic wave has a peak value of 20 nt. Okay, that is nano Tesla. The peak value of electric field strength is, okay, they are asking us to find the peak value of what? Well, they are asking us to find the peak value of electric field strength. So this is a very much pretty straightforward question actually. See, you already know that the velocity of light should be equal to electric field divided by magnetic field, right? So now they are asking us to find the value of electric field. So you can simply multiply the velocity of light into magnetic field. So what is the velocity of light? Well, it is 3 into 10 power 8, right, meter per second, into what is the value of magnetic field that they have given? Well, they have given it as 20. Okay, and it is in nano, right? So another 20 into 10 power minus 9. That's it. All you have to do is you have to multiply 3 and 20. So it is going to be equal to 60 into 10 power minus 1, or just 6 volt per meter. That is the value of E naught. So which option is matching here? Well, again option B is matching here. So super good. So that's what I also expect from you. Just keep on answering, right? Super, very good. So now the principle of conservation of linear momentum can be strictly applied during a collision between two particles, provided the time of impact is extremely small, is moderately small, is extremely large, or depends upon the particular case. And yes, Madesh Verma is right. The correct answer here is what? It should be moderately small. Okay, of course the time should be small but it should be moderate also. So the principle of conservation of linear momentum can be strictly applied during a collision between two particles. Okay, we can actually apply conservation of linear momentum when two particles collide when the time period is moderately small. Sorry. So now we'll move on with the next question. This is also you can answer pretty much directly. The current intensity of a moving coil galvanometer depends upon what? The number of turns in the coil or the moment of inertia of the coil. That's strange. Okay, the current sent through the galvanometer. Okay, fine. The AC current in A1 frame. So obviously the answer is A, right? Because all other options are like completely nonsense. Okay, so here's the number of coils. Okay, if the number of coils increases now, then the sensitivity of the galvanometer also increases. So yes, Madesh and Bonkarel, you guys are right. So now we'll move on with the next question. The length of an elastic string obeying Hooke's law is L1 meters when the tension is 4 Newton and L2 meters when the tension is 5 Newton. The length in meters when the tension is 9 Newton is, okay, they're asking us to find the length in meters when the tension is what? 9 newtons. Okay, so this is somewhat of a big question. Okay, the derivation itself, it's going to be somewhat big, but actually it's a very easy question only. I'll just simplify it for you. Just follow me. Okay, strange question. Okay, you feel like it is strange. Okay, fine, nothing wrong with it. Now can we start solving this one? So what are they saying? Well, here is a elastic string and it is obeying Hooke's law and its length is L1 meters when the tension is 4 Newton. Okay, when tension, that is force, is equal to 4 Newton, then the length is what? It is L1. So using this, I am going to write the Young's modulus formula. What is Young's modulus formula? Y is equal to F divided by A, L divided by del L, right? So in place of F, I am going to substitute 4 divided by area into its length. They have given it as what? Well, they have given it as L1. Okay, so let me just take it like this. Initially it was of length L. After I put some weight in it, after I put 4 Newton in it, its length should have increased. That increased length is L1. So original length divided by L1 minus L. We have to substitute it like this. This is the part you have to be very careful while substituting. If you substitute this rightly now, then the answer is also going to be easy. Okay, so now from this, okay, we'll just leave it like this. Okay, so now what we'll do is we'll move on to the second scenario. They're saying that the tension, okay, when it becomes, instead of 4 Newton, if it becomes 5 Newton, the length becomes what? Well, it becomes L2. Okay, that's what they are saying. So if it becomes L2, now what happens? Well, let's just see. Then the formula for Young's modulus will be something like this: 5 divided by A, its original length is L, divided by L2 minus 1 L. Okay, so we'll just take these two equations as 1 and 2. Okay, we are taking these two equations as 1 and 2, and now let us divide these two equations. Okay, what are we going to do? We are going to divide these two equations. So what happens if you divide them? Well, y divided by y should be equal to 4 divided by A, L divided by L1 minus L, divided by 5 by A, L divided by L2 minus L, right? So A, L and L, these terms get cancelled. Okay, so the remaining terms, even y and y will get cancelled. So 1 is equal to 4, okay, into L2 minus L, divided by 5 into L1 minus L. This is the equation that we are going to get. Now we will cross multiply this equation. Okay, so what will happen? Well, 5 into L2 minus L should be equal to what? 5 into L1 minus L, not L2, L1 minus L should be equal to 4 into L2 minus L. This is the relation that we are getting here, right? So 5L1 minus 5L should be equal to 4L2 minus 4L. So you can see that here is 5L, here is 4L, and both are in minus. So if I take like 5L to this side, it will become positive. Okay, so 5L1 plus 4, okay, sorry, minus 4L2 should be equal to what? Just L. This is the relation I'm going to get. Okay, this relation I'm going to name it as equation 3. Still the question is not solved. Okay, we haven't solved it yet. We just take it as 3. Okay. There is an important question that I have to address. Okay, sir, is the normalization process obeyed in Viteee? Some teachers are saying that if I guess more questions, I would get a bad rank. Actually, that's what I'm saying. You don't need to guess it. Like, you don't need to predict. Okay, they will ask a question from this chapter. Maybe they will ask from this chapter. This prediction, does it work? No. Like, there are a percentage of questions that is going to repeat, and there are some percentage of questions that is not going to repeat. Okay, but what I want you guys to follow is like practice or at least one question from each and every formula. Okay, and it can be a direct formula question itself. Okay, because the number of questions that are very, very hard to answer, now their percentage is going to be very, very less. Let's say 20% to 30% of questions, they might be very, very hard, but the remaining 70% of questions, they will be direct formula questions, direct theory based, formula based, direct solvable questions. And so if you're basically thorough with all the formulas in your books, then you can just master it, right? So have this as a basic layout. Okay, so now we have found the equation 3, right? So sir, now what I have to do? Well, you have to come back to the question. What are they asking? The length in meters when the tension is 9 Newton. Now they are saying there is another scenario. In this, the tension is what? Well, they are saying that it is 9 Newton. So I'm going to take it like this. If the tension F becomes 9 Newton, then the length becomes L3. And for it, I'm going to write the Young's formula condition like this. Y is equal to 9 divided by A, L divided by L3 minus L. And now, okay, I'm going to divide it by Y is equal to 4 divided by A, L divided by L1 minus L. That is equation number 1. Okay, so if I divide both these cases now we are going to get a new equation. Okay, we are going to get a new equation, and in this equation we are going to substitute this value, the value of L that we just found out. Okay, so what are the terms that will get cancelled here? Well, Y and Y will get cancelled, L and L will get cancelled, area and area will get cancelled, right? So the relation that we get here will be 9 into L1 minus L. It should be equal to what? It should be equal to 4 into L3 minus L. That's what we will be getting here. Okay. So now once we get this relation, we can write it like this. 9L1 minus 9L should be equal to 4L3 minus 4L. Okay. So now again we'll bring minus 9L and 4L terms on the same side. Then 9L1 minus 4L3 should be equal to what? If minus 9 goes aside now, it is going to become plus 9. So plus 9 minus 4 is 5. So 5L. That's it. Okay. You already know the value of L now, right? You already know what? Well, you already know the value of EL. Okay. So what is the value of L? Well, it is 5L1 minus 4L2. So 9L1 minus 4L3 should be equal to 5L1 minus 4L2. So we will just substitute it here. Okay. So if we substitute it here now, then from this we have to get the final answer clearly, right? So let us just bring the answer now. Remember, we have to find the value of L3. So we have to calculate it accordingly. Okay. So L1, 5L1, oopsies, I just made a small mistake here. Okay, let me just substitute the actual value, 5 into 5L1 minus 4L2, right? So what will happen here? Well, this 5 and this 5, they will get multiplied. Likewise, it will also get multiplied with 4. So 25L1 minus 20L2, it should be equal to 9L1 minus 4L3, right? So we'll just take this term 9L1 to this side. Okay, so minus 4L3 should be equal to 25L1 minus 9 is 16L1 minus 20 L2. You can see that all these terms, they can be actually cancelled by 4. Okay, this is 16 is cancelable by 4 and 20 is cancelable by 4, and we can change the signs also. So by solving it, you can find that L3 is equal to what? Well, 5L2 minus 4L1. It will be equal to what? 5L2 minus 4L1, the value of L3. Okay, now we can go and cross check whether this option is actually the 5L2 minus 4L1. So you can see that 5L2 minus 4L1 is in option B. Okay, where is it? It is in option B, 5L2 minus 4L1. So yes, I know that it's quite a big derivation, but it's simple, okay, basic multiplication only, so you can easily do it, right? So now, okay, we have solved this now, then we will move on to the next question. Okay, so what is the next question? An alternating voltage of 220 volt, 50 hertz frequency is applied across the capacitor of capacitance 2 microfarad. So the capacitive reactance of the circuit is, well, this is very straightforward and easy to, right? So what are the values that they are given here? They given the frequency as 50 hertz. They given the alternating voltage as 220 volt. Okay, and is applied across a capacitance of, they given the value of capacitance as 2 microfarad. What are they asking us to find? They are asking us to find the value of capacitive reactance, that is Xc. And what is the value formula for Xc? Well, it is 1 divided by omega c, or 1 divided by 2 pi f into c. Okay, so 1 divided by 2 into 3.14. Okay, into what is the value of frequency? Well, they have given it as 50. Into what is the value of c? Well, they say it is 2 into 10 power minus 6 Faraday. That's it. All we have to do is we have to just solve it, we have to cancel it, and when we cancel it, you can easily get the answer here. Okay, so what one thing I note here is, instead of 3.14, they just left it as pi. Okay, in all the options it is pi. So instead of 3.14, I will also write it here as just pi. Okay, so this way it is also very easy to calculate. So there is 50, and 50 into 2 is what? It is 100. 100 into 2 is, it is 200. So simply you have to just write it like this, 1 divided by 200. Okay, I will just write it in the next page. Okay, so it is going to be equal to what? 10 power plus 6 divided by 200. Okay, so if 10 power plus 6 is divided by 200, then it is going to be simply 10 power 4 divided by 2. And if I divide 10 power 4 divided by 2, obviously the answer will be what? Well, the answer will be 10 power 3, right? It should be what? 10 power 3. Maybe I left a 0 here. Yes, I did left a 0 here. Okay. Have we done it right? Have we done it right? Yeah, 5000. We are going to get 5000 divided by pi. So that is the exact answer. X is equal to 5000 divided by pi. So is there an option that says 5000 divided by pi? Well, there isn't, because I just messed up the options. Okay, it should have been 5000 divided by pi, but like I just blew it up. I just typed it as 1000. So yeah, actually not pi divided by 5000. No, it's not pi divided by 5000. It should be 5000 divided by 5. Actually, option B should have been this, 5000 divided by pi. I just mistakenly typed it as 1000 divided by pi. That's why there was a mess up on my side. So not your bad, it's my bad. Okay, so now here is another easy question. The given electrical network is equivalent to, okay, they are asking us to find the electrical network in the circuit. They are basically asking us to find whether the circuit that is they are given here is an OR gate or NOR gate or NOT gate or AND gate. And you can easily say that this is what? Well, this is a NOR gate, which means its operation should be A plus B whole dash, and it is again getting connected to what? Another NOR gate, so it will become double dash. Okay, and if it is getting double dash now, then again it is A plus B, then again it is connected to what? A NOT gate. So if it is connected to a NOT gate now, then it will become a plus b whole dash, right? So the final answer a plus b whole dash is of what? Well, it is of a NOR gate. That's it. So pretty simple, right? So this question you can just like easily solve it. Okay, there are actually two NOR gates connected to each other, which means of course the answer should be of a OR gate, and if you connect the OR gate to another NOT gate, then it becomes a NOR gate. That's it. Okay, so now the next question. Here is a metal disc and its radius is 100 centimeter. It is rotated at a constant angular speed of 60 radian per second. Okay, and its radius is what? Well, it is 100 centimeter in a plane at right angles to the external field of magnetic induction 0.05 Weber per meter square. The EMF induced between the center and the point of the rim will be. Okay, so they are asking us to find the EMF, and they are given what? They are given the angular speed, which is 60 radian per second. So 1 by 2 omega into magnetic field into radius r square. Okay, so yes, 1 by 2 BVL square. Okay, so we can't just use velocity here. Okay, we can't use linear velocity. They have given what? The angular speed. So we have to change the formula a little. So 1 by 2 omega b r square. Okay, so oh, you meant r. Okay, now then it is fine. Okay, then it is good. So 1 by 2, the value of omega. Okay, that is the angular speed. What have they given? Well, it is 60 into what is the magnetic field? It is 0.05 into what is the radius? It is 100 centimeter, right? If it is 100 centimeter, then when you convert it into meter, it will be 100 into 10 power minus 2 meter, or you can just write it as what? Like 1 meter, right? So you just substitute it as 1. And that's it. Now you just solve it. So when you solve it, you can see it like this. Here is a 0, so it is going to be 5. So 30 into 0.05. Okay, so 30 into 0.05 will be equal to 1 by 20. So 1 by 20, 3 divided by 2, then the answer will be 1.5, right? 0.05, you can write it as what? 1 divided by 20. So simply the calculation will be 30 into 1 by 20, 0 cancels, that is 3 and 2, and 3 by 2 is 1.5, and that's the answer. Okay, 1.5 volt. So everyone gets this also, so we can move on to the next one, right? So here is the next one. So consider the junction diode as ideal, then the value of current flowing through AB is. Okay, so just before we go into the question, again I'll just answer this. Okay, Worlds of Arts and Crafts. Hello sir, you need to go to SNU Chennai. Okay, see, you can contact us through the helpline number that is given below this video. Okay, there is a helpline number. You just click it, you just message it, and there are people waiting to answer you immediately, right? So you just go and click it. So now consider the junction diode as ideal. Okay, so this is ideal diode. The value of current flowing through AB is. Okay, you have to find the current that is flowing through AB. So of course, yes, Bong, this is a very easy question, right? First thing, you can see that this diode is forward biased, right? It is what? It is forward biased, since its positive end is connected to plus 4 volt and its negative end is connected to minus 6 volt. Okay, and what is the value of current across it? Well, it should be equal to VA minus VB divided by the resistance across it. Okay, so what is the value of VA? Well, it is plus 4 minus of minus 6 divided by what is the value of RAB, that is the resistance across it. It's 1 kilo, right? So if it is kilo, now you have to put into 10 power 3 ohms. So it will be something like this: 10 divided by 1000, or just 10 power minus 2 ampere. So which of the option matches here? You can see that option B. Okay, it matches here exactly. So plus 4 minus 6 is equal to 10. Yes, World of Arts and Science and Crafts, you are right. Okay, super, good job. So everyone gets this also, right? This is also again a very easy question. Now we'll move on to the next one. in the given circuit. Okay, the reading of the voltmeter V1 and V2 are 300 volt each. Okay, fine. So that is a very important clue, because V1 is connected across VL and V2 is connected across the capacitance. So basically what they are saying is the voltage across inductance and voltage across capacitance, they both are equal, which means this is a resonance condition. Okay, so the reading of the voltmeter V3 and the ammeter A are respectively. So a very straightforward question. The first thing you can say is the voltage across the resistance or the voltage V3 should be equal to 220. Okay, it should be equal to what? 220 volt. Why, sir? Why should it be 220? Because they both cancel each other, right? See, when it comes to VL and VC, they are 180 degree out of phase. Okay, VL and VC, okay, their values are what? Well, they are 180 degree out of phase. So they cancel each other, which means here we supply 220 volt, then it should all move to the resistance only. That's why we choose the value, okay, VR or V3 as what? 220 volt. And you can see that B and C has 220, whereas the other two don't. So you know now that A and D are wrong. All you have to do is you have to find the value of current to make sure you find the right answer. And in order to find the current, you just divide V3 divided by R. So what is the value of V3? It is 220 divided by what is the value of R? It is 100. So it is 2.2 ohms. So which option is right then? Well, you can see that option B, that is right here. Yes. Okay. I hope this kind of questions come in my shift. Sure, we do hope so too. Okay, so here is a final question in physics for today. Okay, so 4-point charges, minus q, which is in capital, the other is in small letter, 2q, which is in small, and 2q, which is in capital, are placed at each corner of a square. Okay, so let me just draw this as a diagram. So basically what they are saying is there is a square. Okay, and in each corner of the square there is a charge. Okay, so what are the values of the charges? One is minus q, the other is okay minus small letter q, the other is 2q, the other is 2 capital letter q. So these are the 4 charges. Okay, now they are asking us to find a relation between capital letter q and small letter q. Okay, that's all they are asking. But what is the condition? Well, the condition is the potential at the center of the square is 0. Okay, at the center of the square they are saying that the potential is what? 0. Okay, so the potential due to 2q minus q, this minus q, okay, the line is not that straight, so I'll just draw it again. This minus q and this 2q, all are what? 0. That's what they're basically saying, right? So what is the distance? Okay, well, it is going to be a by root 2 here, and then a by root 2 for this, a by root 2 for this, a by root 2 for this. So from each charge, that is 2q, the distance to the center is what? Well, the distance from here to here is a by root 2. All the distance, since it is a square, it is going to be same. So basically the potential is 0, and the formula for potential is what? The potential due to minus capital letter q plus the potential due to minus small letter q plus the potential due to 2 small letter q plus the potential due to 2 capital letter q. Okay, they all should be equal to what? 0. This is the case here. So what I'm going to do is minus kq divided by a by root 2 plus minus k small letter q divided by a by root 2 plus k 2q divided by a by root 2. Okay, it is root 2 plus k 2 into capital letter q divided by a by root 2 should be equal to 0. I'm just going to take the terms that are common here. Okay, so I'm going to take k and a by root 2. It should be root 2. Okay, all these terms I'm going to take it as common outside, okay, and after taking them common outside, I'm going to multiply them on the 0 side. So, okay, if you multiply it with 0 na, automatically the equation becomes very very simple. You will have minus q minus small letter q plus 2q plus 2 capital letter Q is equal to 0. So now you can see that capital letter Q plus small letter q is equal to 0. So the final answer should be what? Well, it is very simple. The final answer, okay, that is capital letter Q should be equal to minus of small letter q. That's it. So which option matches here? Well, you can see that option A is matching here. Okay, so the option A part, that is capital letter Q is equal to minus q, that's a right one. Okay, so I wrote wrong unit for current, ampere. Okay, where did I do that? Oh yeah. Thank you for noting, actually. Thank you for doing that. It is current, right? So I was just putting ohms. Okay. So yeah, so for this one you all got the right answer, right? And do you guys have any doubt until this? Because after this you are going to discuss sums from max. Okay, we are going to discuss some important sums for Viteee from max. So also one thing I would like to know, like from where are you guys listening this classes from? So that's a talk that is also going here, right? So Bonk, where are you from? Madesh Verma, where are you from? And thank you too for watching the class throughout, okay, and staying very interactive. That's very good thing. Okay, Worlds of Arts and Science, you're from Mailapu. Okay, so thank you. Let the max session start. Okay, and you guys don't have any doubts. Okay, that's super. So like I said, it will be helpful for me if you could share like from where you guys are listening from. So which, like are you guys from Chennai, Madurai, Coimbatore, like that? Okay, so you just put it up. Okay, so you're from Dindikkal, Madheshwama. Good. So that's what I wanted to know. So nice. Now I'll just go off and Max ma'am will be coming. And Bonk RL is from Gujarat. So you're listening from there. Okay, super. That's very interesting and good. Okay guys, so goodbye everyone. Okay, sir, AEEE papers fast. Madesh Verma, you can just go and check out our video that we uploaded yesterday. Actually yesterday what we did is we discussed AEEE paper. Today we have discussed VITEE paper, and this is the second test we are discussing. We have already discussed another video also. Okay, so you can go back and find that we have been doing lots of videos for the past 10 days actually. So yeah, I think everything will be very helpful for you guys. Okay, so anyway, let the maths class start. Ma'am is here. Okay, and you can ask your... Yes Madish, that's what I said. We have already done the papers. Okay, the video is already uploaded. You can just go and watch it. Okay, so okay then.
Hey guys, today we'll be discussing about the mock. So hey guys, today we will be discussing the mock tests of Viteee paper. So yes, let's get into the video. So today the first question is, if 12 cot square theta minus 31 cosec theta plus 32 is equal to 0, what is the value of sine? So we already know that cot square theta can be written in the terms of
cosec square theta. So 1 plus cot square theta is nothing but cosec square theta, right? So what am I doing? In cot square theta, I'm just writing it as cosec square theta minus 1. So instead of this cosec, I'm writing x, okay? So it will be x square minus 1, and instead of this cosec, I'm writing x. So I'm just writing it as it is. Now what am I doing? I'm just taking this inside. So this turns out to be 12x square minus 12 minus 31x plus 32. So this term and this term, if you see, it will be 20. That's how I write 20. And now you get a quadratic equation. So when I solve this quadratic equation, I am getting two things. One is 4x minus 5 is equal to 0. Other one is 3x minus 4 is equal to 0. Now, after this, what am I doing? I'm finding the x value. So, if you know that x is nothing but cosec theta. So, cosec theta is either 5 by 4 or 4 by 3. Then, what about sin theta? Sin theta will be generally the reciprocal of cosec theta. So, basically, it will be 4 by 5 or 3 by 4. So, that will be option 4 by 5 or 3 by 4. Okay, option C is your right option. Now let's go to the next question. They ask you to find the amplitude of thing and amplitude of the following. So for finding the amplitude is nothing but you have to find the tan inverse, right? That is your amplitude. So you have your given complex number. So now, as I already told you in the theory class itself, that if you get this form of equation, just rationalize it. So I am rationalizing it. So when I rationalize, a numerator will be 1 plus root I into root 3 minus I by root 3 the whole square minus I the whole square. So that will be, what is that? That will be root 3 minus I, then plus 3I minus root 3I square by 3 minus of minus 1. So next what happens is, it will be root 3 minus 4I. It is not minus 4I. These two will be plus 2I minus root 3 into minus 1 by 3 plus 1. So this will be plus root 3, you get 2 root 3 and you'll get 2I by 4 denominator. Now what will happen? What is tan inverse? So tan inverse of the coefficient of I term by coefficient of by the imaginary term by real term. So here your imaginary number will be tan inverse of 2 by 4 by 2 by 2 root 3 by 4. So next it is nothing but tan inverse of 2 by 2 root 3. So this 2 and this 2 gets cancelled. Now here it will be tan inverse of 1 by root 3, which is nothing but pi by 6. So your answer is option D, which is pi by 6. Now let's go to the next one. So next one, if you see, they asked you to find the limit x cube cot x by 1 minus cos x. So here what am I doing is, I am multiplying and this is plus cos, I'm multiplying and dividing by 1 plus cos x. Okay, so when I multiply and divide by 1 plus cos x, here the denominator turns out to be a square minus b square. Now what am I doing? 1 minus cos square x, I'm writing it as sin square x. Okay, now after this what am I doing? Okay, after this what am I doing is, here, so one second, I think there is a change in the question. Just a minute. Yes, there's no change in the question. So here, what, after writing this, instead of the cot x, you have to write cos x by sin x. You can write cot x as cos x by sin x. That's how you got cos x by sin x. And here, what am I doing? X cube into cos x into 1 plus cos x by sin cube x. Okay. Now, I'm clubbing these two terms. When I club these two terms, remaining terms, I'm taking it as it is. Now here you have a cube. You can do it like this. You have a cube in the numerator, right? So you have a cube in the numerator. You can do it as 1 by sine cube x by x cube. So this you can take the whole the cube outside and write it as whole cube, right? So sine x by x the whole cube, and now here I'm substituting 0 in the limit place, and what happens next? Here also I'm substituting 0. So what happens next is, you know that limit x tends to 0, sine x by x is nothing but 1. Okay, so same way I'm doing it. So it will be 1 into 2, which is basically 2. So your answer here, cos 0 is 1 and cos 0 is 1. So 1 into 1 plus 1, which is 2. So your answer for this one is 2. Okay. And now they asked you the connective of the following statement. Okay. Generally, what is connective? Connective are some words or symbols which are used to form a complex sentence from two simple sentences by connecting them. So basically you have two simple sentences and you form a complex sentence by connecting these two sentences. Okay, so here you have two simple sentences and you form a complex sentence by connecting them with the word or. So here your connective is nothing but or is your connective. Okay, now let's go to the next one. So here the number of ways 3 prizes can be distributed to 4 children such that, so you have 3 prizes and it's distributed to 4 children such that no child gets all 3 prizes. So they say that no children gets all 3 places. Okay, now you have, so let's so your answer already it's highlighted, so let me discuss about it. So you have each of the students will have 3 pies given to 4 children. Okay, so you have 4 children, so you have 3 prize, so 1 2 3, so each prize is given to 4 children. Okay, so each prize, assume that it's given to 4 children, so number of ways of distributing prize is 4 into 4 into 4, which is 64. Okay, and number of ways that one child gets all the prizes, so that one child will get all the prizes that a 4 persons get. So you already know there are 4 children, so 4 children gets how many? Totally 4 children gets 4 prizes together, right? If that 4 prizes is given to just a single person, single child, then it will be 4. Okay, now the number of child gets no 3 prizes. So all the 3 prizes the number of children gets is no, like no children gets all the prizes. So that is given by 64 minus 4. That is your 60. 60 is your answer. Okay. Now let's go to the next one. You have a 2 events A and B. Your P of A is given, P of A and B is given. And what are you supposed to find? You're supposed to find P not A, P not B, and P A or B. Okay. Now let's find it. So you have P of A, that is 0.42. and you have P of B, which is 0.48. Okay, now you have P and A, right? So now I'm finding naught. Instead of finding that naught, you can write it as 1 minus P of A. You will find P naught. So it is 0.58. So your first option, in which all places you have 0.58, you have here, here, here. So it is not there. So you are ruling out option 2. Now let's see. What is P naught? So P B naught is nothing but 1 minus B, P of B, which is 1 minus 0.48, which is 0.52. So your next is 0.52. Where all do you have 0.52? I have here and here. I'm not having here. So the thing is between option 1 and option 4. Okay. Now let's see what is P or B. So P or B is nothing but basically P A union B is nothing but P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersection B. So you have P of A value, P of B value, and it's given P, A and B. A and B is nothing but intersection basically. So you're adding everything and subtracting, you'll get 0.74. So 0.74 is not here, it's only here. So your option is first one, option A. Okay, now let's go to the next one. They are asking you to find the focus of the curve. Okay, so generally they are asking you to find the focus of the curve. For this, what am I doing is, I am splitting this 13 and writing it as 9 plus 4. So that's how I'm writing 9 plus 4, and I'm just taking this 4x to the other side. Now now these things they are taking to the other side, so it becomes minus 4x minus 4. When I take minus outside, it is x plus 1. So it is minus 4 into x plus 1, and this is nothing but a square minus 2ab plus b square. So a square minus 2ab plus b square. So this will turn out to be a minus b the whole square. Okay, so it is of this form, a minus b the whole square formula. Now what am I doing is, I am substituting, instead of the capital Y, I am substituting y minus x, y minus 3. Instead of the small y, what am I substituting? A capital X. So this is of the form a parabola, right? So now you know that, so parabola 4a is equal to minus 4. So a will be equal to minus 1. 4a is equal to minus 4. So a will be equal to minus 1. Okay. And we know that the foci of the parabola is nothing but x is equal to a. And you know that foci of a parabola, general parabola of this parabola, which is open towards right hand side, its foci is a comma 0. So its capital X will be a and its capital Y will be 0. So what is capital X? Which is x plus 1 is equal to a. So what is a? That is equal to minus 1. So x plus 1 is equal to minus 1. So x is equal to minus 2. So what is that? X is equal to minus 2 is this one. And what about y? So y is equal to 0, you know that. So y minus 3 is equal to 0. So y is equal to 3. Okay. So now what is the foci? Your focus is nothing but minus 2 comma 3. So this is your answer, minus 2 comma 3, which is option B. Okay. Now let's go to the next one. You have a parabola that passes through a point 1 comma minus 2 and the tangent at the point is, so what you have to find the tangent at a particular point where the parabola passes. Now you know that the parabola equation is y square equal to 4ax. It's given and you have the points. So this is 1 basically. So when you substitute that, basically it will be 4 is equal to 4a. So a will be equal to 1. Okay. So a will be equal to 1. Now you know the equation of tangent to a parabola is y into y1 is equal to 2a into x plus x1. So instead of y1 I'm substituting, this is x1 y1, instead of y1 I'm substituting minus 2, instead of x1 I'm substituting 1. So your equation will be minus 2 is equal to 2 into x plus 1. So minus 2y is equal to 2x plus 2. Then comes, so basically I'm cancelling these 2's. So minus y is equal to x plus 1. So x plus y plus 1 is equal to 0. So your option here is option C. It is already shaded. Okay. Now let's go to the next one. They ask you to find number of discontinuity points in the interval for the function in the given interval 0 comma 4. When you look at the function, this is greatest integer function. When you look at the function, you have to remember the graphs of greatest integer function. So basically if you have, I already told you greatest integer function is nothing but when you have 4.9, still your function will be 4. When you have 5.1, still your function will be 5. When you have 4.1, still your function will be 4. So this number is basically written here. So similarly, when you substitute any points in the interval 0 to 1, it will have discontinuous point, like it will have graph like this. So how many discontinuous are point in between 0 and 7. 0 and 7 are not included. In between that, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are this much discontinuities because the graph is not continuous. The graph is breaking in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. In that way, what can be done? In 6 point, first draw the graph, then find the discontinuous points. So you have total number of discontinuous point is 6 points. So you're just writing it as it is. Now let's go to the next one. A football is inflated by pumping the air in it. Now, when it requires a spherical shape, its radius increases at the rate of, so you know that a ball is in spherical shape and it has a radius, it increases at the rate of 0.02 centimeter per second. Now, the rate of increase of volume we have to find when the radius is 10. Okay, now let's see. You know that a football is in the form of sphere. So volume of sphere is 4 by 3 pi r cube. Now I'm differentiating with respect to t because the rate at which they asking rate, right? So rate means you have to differentiate with respect to t. Now when I differentiate, this r cube will become 3r square into dr by dt. Okay, now this 3 and this 3 gets cancelled. This is 4 pi r square into dr by dt. Now when r is equal to 10 centimeter, you have to find the volume, rate of change of volume, and it's also given that rate of change of radius is 0.02 in the question. Okay, now I'm substituting r, instead of r I'm substituting 10, and dr by dt I'm substituting 0.02. Now it will become 4 pi into 100 into 0.02, so which will be 4 pi into 2, which is 8 pi. Now we have already we know that 8 pi is there, so just we have to highlight the 8. Okay, nothing else. Now let's see. So in the interval, in the given interval, the following function is decreasing. Then y is in which interval the following function is decreasing. So this is just x. So as it is decreasing, it will be less than or equal to 0. Okay. Now what am I putting? I'm taking this x to the other side. So it will be 4x square minus 1 is less than or equal to 0. Now into 4x square, how can I split it? It is 2x the whole square minus 1 square. Basically it is a square minus b square. So it is a minus b into a plus b. That's how I got this. Now let's compare 2x minus 1 less than or equal to 0. So 2x less than or equal to 1. So x less than or equal to 1 by 2. So just check in which interval. So in which, so everything is closed. This is closed and this is also closed. Okay. It's not open, it's closed. Just the bracket is changed, nothing else. So here you have that it is less than or equal to 1 by 2. So now, how this is not possible, right? 1 by 2 comma minus 1 by 2. So sorry, this is open interval. This alone is closed interval. Now you know that x is less than or equal to closed interval. Here you'll have just this one as closed interval. So I'm just highlighting this. Similarly, when you find the other one, you will be getting x greater than or equal to minus 1 by 2. Okay, same way. So your option is option 2. Now let's go to the next one. It's given that the major axis of an ellipse. So of an ellipse, it's given that major axis of an ellipse is 3 times the minor axis. Now they are asking you to find the eccentricity. So you know that it's given major axis is 3 times the minor axis. So A is equal to 3B, and we also know that eccentricity formula is root of A square minus B square by A square. Now instead of A, I'm putting 3B square. So basically it will turn out to be 9B square minus B square is equal to 8B square. So now it will be root 8 by 9. So now it will be 2 root 2 by 3. So your eccentricity of two things is nothing but 2 root 2 by 3. Okay. So your answer for here is 2 root 2 by 3. Now let's go to the next one, the equation of hyperbola with the vertex. So you're having equation, the equation, you have to find the equation of the hyperbola and its vertices is 3 comma 0 and minus 3 comma 0. And its lattice rectum is 4 comma it's 4. Okay, so basically it's given that its vertices, so basically you'll be having a vertex like this and like this. So it is 3 comma 0 and it is minus 3 comma 0. So what is your A? So your A is basically from this to this, so which is 3. So I'm writing A as 3. What is your lattice rectum formula for a hyperbola? B square by A is equal to 4. So B square is equal to 3 into 4. So B square is equal to 12. So what is your hyperbola formula? Which is x square by A square minus y square by B square equal to 1. So it will be x square by 3 square minus y square by 12 equal to 1. So we already know that. So 3 square is 12. So when I take LCM, it will be 3, 4. So when I take LCM of it, it is basically you'll get 20. 12 threes are 36, right? So basically when you take LCM, it will be 36 into 4x square minus 3y square equal to 1. When I take this to the other side, you will be getting as 4x square minus, this will be minus 3y square is equal to 36. Okay, now let's go to the other one, which is question number 4. X sine of 1 by x is when x is not equal to 0 and 0 when x is equal to 0. So when you substitute the limit and see, when f of x is equal to 0, so when x is equal to 0, so f of 0 will be 0. When x is not equal to 0, what happens to the x? So you will have a finite number for sine of 1 by x, right? Sine of 1 by x, definitely you will get a finite number. So when you multiply a finite number with 0, you will be getting 0 only. So that's how you say that f is continuous at this function, continuous at x equal to 0. And what about next? So when you find f dash of 0, it will be f of x minus f of 0 by x minus 0. So f of x, generally I'm substituting all these things and I'm cancelling this x. I'll be getting sine of 1 by x. So when I take sine of 1 by x, you'll be having, when you substitute x is equal to 0, it is a finite value, but it oscillates. You know that when you put 0, it will be 1 by 0. Like that you cannot take. You already know that sine value, when you sine value has a range, right, from minus 1 to 1. So your final value will oscillate from minus 1 to 1. So by that time you cannot say that it is differentiable because the finite values keep oscillating, right? Same way it is not differentiable but it is continuous. So continuous but not differentiable is your correct answer. Okay, now let's go to the next one. So basically this is your integral. You have to use and you have to solve it by partial differentiation method. Okay, so when I take this, I'm using partial differentiation method to split it. So when I take this and split it, when I take the whole LCM of it, so generally I'm having x square plus, this is a form of taking partial differential equation. When you have a square term, you have to write it twice. Okay, now what am I doing is I'm taking LCM. When I take LCM, I get this of this form. Okay, now what am I doing? I'm just taking the x square terms common. So here when you multiply x into x, you'll get x square, so a will be there. Same way here you'll get an x square, so c will be there. Like that. Then when you solve all these things, so the coefficient of x square you take and club together, coefficient of x you take and club together, and constant terms you take and club together. Now what you do is, next step, you compare both the sides. You compare the coefficient of x square. You have an x square here, but here it is 0 into x square, right? So basically you don't have x square means which is nothing but you have a coefficient that is 0, right? So what am I doing? A plus c is equal to 0. So I'm writing a is equal to minus c. Now what happens? Now I'm comparing the x terms. So x terms I'm comparing, it will be 3. So basically it will be 3, and instead of this a I'm writing minus c. Okay, so it turns out to be b minus 2c is equal to 3. Okay, this is my second equation. Now what about my third equation? This constant term I'm comparing with this constant term. So this will be a constant term. Now what is happening is, so instead of this a you're writing minus c. Okay, and now I'm clubbing these two, which will be minus 2c. Okay, that will be equal to 2. So when I subtract 3 from 2, it will be, what will happen? 3b minus 2c is equal to minus 2. From 2, b minus 2c is equal to 3. When I subtract, so it will be minus 4b is equal to minus 5. Minus 4b. No. Minus 2b. Minus 2b is equal to, this is minus, so minus 2b is equal to minus 5, right? Just a minute. Sorry, it is not minus 2b, right? Plus 3 minus, so it is plus 2. So it is minus 5. This is only minus 5, so it is 2b only. So it will be 2b is equal to minus 5. So b is equal to minus 5 by 2. So when you substitute the b in the equation 2, you will be getting c. Okay. After getting c, you know that a is equal to minus c. So you will be getting a also. Just directly substitute in this equation. When you directly substitute a and b and c value in this equation, you will be getting of this form. Now, after this, what am I doing is, I am directly writing what? I'm directly writing as this one. This will be ln of x plus 1. And when I do this, it will be, so when you take 1 by x square, when you differentiate 1 by x square, it will be minus 1 by x. So that's how you get this term. And now again, so when you further solve it, you will be getting of this form. So when you take this outside, when you combine these two terms, you will be getting of this form, which is 5 by 2 into x plus 1 plus 5 by 2 into x plus 1 minus 5 by 2 into x plus 1 minus so this term 5 by 2 into x plus 1 minus, right? 5 by 2 into x plus 1 minus, right? So this term. Now let's go to the next one. You have to form a vector equation of symmetric form of an equation of a straight line. So basically they are asking you to find the, they have given you the Cartesian equation. You have to just form the vector equation. So now you have the Cartesian equation and Cartesian equation formula. So what is A, B, C? So A is 3, B is 7, C is 2. Just the denominators. What about x1, y1, z1? x1 is 5, y1 is minus 4, z1 is 6. So basically the negative terms of these things. Okay. Now it turns out to be this one, which is 5i minus 4j plus 6k. 5i minus 4j plus 6k and this term. Okay, basically 372. Okay, that is your vector equation. And now let's go to the next one. Let you have a line which is lying on the plane and you have to find the alpha beta. Okay, you have to find the alpha and beta. Now you have a straight line. Okay, you have a line. What are the direction ratios? The denominators are the direction ratios, which is 3 minus 5 2, and you have a line which lies in the plane, so it satisfies the direction ratios, right? So the coefficient of x into 3, so coefficient of x into 3, coefficient of y into minus 5, so coefficient of z, which is minus a, into, this is not a, this is alpha. Okay, minus a, minus alpha into 5, minus alpha into 2. So that's how I get. So after solving it, I'll be getting this kind of equation, which I will be getting the alpha. Now after alpha, what do I do? So now you know that 2, 1 and 3. So the points are for this is 2, 1 and minus 2. So these are the points of the line which is in the plane. So these points lie on the plane. Now you already know the plane equation, which is x plus 3y minus alpha z plus beta equal to 0. So here, what am I substituting? I'm substituting instead of x, y, z, I'm substituting the value of 2, 1 and minus 2. So here, what happens is 2 plus 3 plus 2 alpha plus beta. And now, beta is nothing but 2 alpha minus 5, right? So here, instead of alpha, I'm writing it as, so what is minus 2 into minus 6? So I'm writing it as 12. 12 minus 5 is equal to 5. That's 12 minus 5 is equal to 7. So now my alpha beta is minus 6 comma 7. So minus 6 comma 7. So when you look at the alpha itself, they asked you to find alpha. So when you found alpha, what is your alpha, which is minus 6? By then itself, just go and compare. So here I don't have minus 6, here I don't have minus 6, here I don't have minus 6. Then by then itself, we can directly go to the option A. You need not form the options. I have just for your explanation, I have just given in examination. After finding the alpha, go check the options. If you have the two options as same, then go to find beta. Otherwise, if nothing is same, just one option is given and that is your alpha, then just go for it. Now they ask you to find the value of sine inverse of sine of 5 pi by 3. Now this is your sine inverse of sine pi by 3. This pi by 3 can be written as, this is nothing but 5 pi by 3. This is not a mixed fraction. Okay. Okay. Now this can be written as 2 pi minus pi by 3. Okay. So basically what you're taking theta as sine inverse and you're taking sine inverse to the other side. So sine theta is equal to, what is sine of 2 pi minus theta, which is minus sine theta. Okay, so that's how you got minus sine pi by 3. So instead of this, you can write sine of minus pi by 3 because sine of minus theta is minus sine theta. So this and this gets cancelled. Your theta will be minus pi by 3. So here, your theta value, which is theta only, we assumed this as this value, right? So that will be minus pi by 3. Now let's go to the next one. You have an, what is this? You have a matrix, okay? This is of 3 cross 1, row into column, right? 1 cross 3, here it is 3 cross 3. So you'll get the matrix of 1 cross 3. That's how you got. So now let's find. This is your matrix. What happens when I multiply these two matrix? Okay. So what happens? So what happens when I multiply these two matrix? I'll be getting of this form. This is basically nothing but 1 rows into columns, right? So 1 cross 3 rows into columns. So you'll be getting a single value basically. So after this, what am I doing? I'm just multiplying. First, I am multiplying, matrix multiplication I'm performing for these two things I'm getting and I'm solving it and keeping. Now again, matrix multiplication for these two matrix, then I'll be getting this one. So when I add everything, I'll be getting a quadratic equation, and after getting quadratic equation, I am expanding it and seeing. Okay, after expanding, I'll be getting x plus 1 into x plus 6. So my x will be minus 1 and x will be minus 6. So your answer will be minus 1, minus 6. Okay. Now let's go to the next one. So you have A and you have B. You have to find B transpose A transpose. So first I have A, I have B. So what to find, how to find B transpose? My B transpose is just, I'm taking this row, I'm putting it as column, and I'm taking this row, I'm putting it as column. Same way I'm finding B transpose. After finding this, what I should do? I have to multiply B transpose and A transpose. When I multiply B transpose and A transpose, it is basically of this form. Okay, so I have to perform matrix multiplication method. After finding matrix multiplication method, so it will be easy for you. So this is your answer. Option A is your answer. Okay, so I hope this is very easy sum because matrix multiplication, and if you don't know matrix multiplication or how to solve matrix multiplication, go check out our basics video. So in that everything is given clearly. Okay, so now let's go to the next sum. So this sum, what you have to do is we have to apply Rolle's theorem for the function. So when you talk about Rolle's theorem, it should be continuous on the closed interval a comma b. It should be differentiable on the open interval a comma b. F of a should be equal to f of b. Then f dash of c is equal to 0. Okay. So this is your Rolle's theorem. So when you apply Rolle's theorem, where c lies in the interval a comma b. Okay. So when this is your Rolle's theorem, what you have to do? First, what you have to do is, I'm having f of x. You know that sin x and e power x is continuous and differentiable. So we can apply Rolle's theorem. What happens to when you substitute f of a? So f of a is nothing but f, this is your a, this is your b, f of 0, which is e power 0 into sin 0, which is 0. Same way, f of pi is nothing but e power pi into sin pi, which is 0. So f of a is equal to f of b, and it is continuous and it is differentiable. So all these condition is satisfied, then you can definitely say that f dash of c is equal to 0. Okay, now what am I doing is, I am differentiating it. When I differentiate it, I'll be getting of this form. You'll be using it as uv method, uv dash, u dash v, u v dash. Okay, now I'm taking this e power x commonly outside, which is sin x plus cos x. Okay, so this will be sin x plus cos x. So when I substitute c here, that is e power c is equal to sin c plus cos c. Now according to the Rolle's theorem formula, this should be equal to 0, and we know that e power c cannot be equal to 0. So as e power c cannot be equal to 0, now what will be this term? So basically this will be sin c plus cos c will only be equal to 0. So sin c is equal to minus cos c. So sin c by cos c is equal to minus 1. So what about tan c? So tan c will be, here I'll write, tan c is equal to minus 1. So when will tan be minus 1? When it is 3 pi by 4. So c is 3 pi by 4. So your answer for this is 3 pi by 4. Okay. Now let's go to the next one. You have to find the area of boundary between the lines, this curve and these two lines. So let me first draw the diagram. You have a curve like this. So you have this curve basically, and you have y is equal to 1 here and y is equal to minus 1 here. And you have to find in the y-axis, and the y-axis is also there. So y-axis is here. So basically you have to find the shaded region. Okay. So now when you talk about it, so basically it will go from minus 1 to 1. You are having a curve, right? So that will be from minus 1 to 1. So you integral with respect to y, not dx. So you have to do it with respect to y. So basically now you have to find everything which lies in the y side, right? Y axis side. So you'll be integrating with respect to dy. Okay, generally we'll put y dx if it is in the form of x axis, but you will put x dy if you have in terms of y axis. Now we are having in terms of y axis, so you have to put x dy. Now what I'm doing, I am integrating. After integrating and I'm substituting the limits, I'll be getting the answer as 6 units, 6 square units. Okay, now let's go to the next one. Next one, you have a signal. So in a signal you have probability of getting green is 4 by 5 and probability of getting red is 1 by 5. It's received by station A and then transmitted to station B. So it is first it is received by station A, then it is transmitted to station B. Now probability of each station receiving signal correctly. So you have stations, right? So what is the probability that it will receive correctly? So probability of receiving correctly is 3 by 4. And what is the probability of not receiving correctly is 1 minus 3 by 4, which is 1 by 4. Now if the station B, so from station only station B goes, right? So if station B receives green color, then probability that the original signal was green, that means probability that whatever is given is correct. What is that probability? Now let's see. So let G be the original signal, which is green, and E1 is that A receives signal correct and E2 is B receives signal correct. E is nothing but signal received by B is green, and P of the signal received by B is green is P of GE into P of 2. So first what you should do is signal received is green. So first they're telling first probability is it should be originally green. First A should receive green. So they told A, B. From A only it goes to B. So first you should have that A should be green, then only B should be green, and originally the signal here is green. Okay. So if the signal from here should be green, then from A to B also should be green. So when all these are correct, you'll have a probability. Other one, what is the other probability? Signal here is green. B signal is green. Signal here it received is green. Okay, but he lied that it is red. Okay, that it is a different signal, incorrect. And even she lied. So so you have green here and he lied that it is red, and again the signal station B, he again incorrectly told that it is green, but finally it matched, right? In that case also it matches original signal. What about next case? So when you have green here, but he lied and told it is red. Again, he directly told it is red. He told the truth. A station told it correctly, but B station, instead of telling red itself, he changed and told. That's why you are putting a compliment of. Otherwise, if it is green, but I told red, but here what did I tell? Instead of red, he told it as green itself. He changed and he told. That's why compliment. He also changed. But he directly told. In these conditions also, green is that. So number of ways you get green. So you totally get green here. Number of ways here and here should be green. So these are the number of probabilities. So now we already know that originally it is green is 4 by 5. Okay. So originally it is green is 4 by 5 and E1 receives correctly. The thing he receives correctly is 3 by 5 and 3 by 5. Originally it is, and he receives wrongly is 1 by 4, 1 by 4. And origin incorrect. So if it is G bar, it will be 1 minus 4 by 5, which is 1 by 5. And he originally, the remaining things you have to write. Now after that you know what is P of E. So P of E you found it, which is the signal received by B is green. Now what should you find? That the probability the original is green provided that the received signal is green. Okay, that will be P of 4 by 5, that is basically P of GE1 E2 plus P of G E1 dash E2 dash by P of E. Okay, basically this is your formula. When you substitute and write it, you'll be getting G bar E. So which is given E, you have to find original event is E, which is 20 by 3. Okay, so your answer here is 20 by 3. So basically if you remember these things, like formation, probability of getting green provided the original thing is itself green. So that if you remember, it's easy. This is just simple. You have to find the determinant values. For finding the determinant value, 1 into these thing and these thing, which is 100 minus 78, minus 2 into, then comes this into this, minus this into this. That's how you got 60. Same way when you have 3 into, what is that? 3 into 14, which is this one. 8 into 5, which is 40. So when you do it, your determinant will be 0. So your final answer here would be 0. 0 is your final answer. Now let's go to the next one. You have these kind of solution and it's given that they are non-trivial solution. They are asking you to find A. So now let's you do operations for the row operations. So I'm doing R2 is R2 minus 2R1. R3 is R3 minus A R1. When I'm getting, I'll be getting this form, okay, of this form. Now what happens is, what am I doing? Now what am I doing is, now I'm expanding along C1. What is my C1? This. When I expand along this, basically I'll be just substituting these things. Basically I'll be just substituting these and getting it. Okay, so when I'm expanding along C1, I'll be getting this will be equal to 0 and I'll be getting my A value. When I expand along C1, I'm expanding along C1 row. Not generally we'll do R1, but I'm expanding along C1. So because this term and this term is 0, only the last term will be there. So that which I put box, right, only that you have to expand. Your answer is minus 2. 1 plus or minus root 3. Instead of that, I don't have those terms, so I'm just writing it as minus 2 for finding my A. Now you have to find the integrating factor of the differential equation. Now let me find, this is dy by dx plus py is equal to q, right? Now what am I doing? So instead of this p, I'm substituting e power 5x, right? So it will be basically e power 5x. So what is my A? Basically 5. So instead of, integral p dx, this is your integration. So what will happen? Basically integral, that will be integral. So they basically asked your integrating factor. Integrating factor is E integral P dx. So what is your P? That is your A. So P is 5. So I'm just writing directly as 5. This is a simple equation if you know the formula. They ask you to find the length of the projection of this line on a xy plane. Okay, now let's find, A is 3, it's given, A vector is given, and since it is length of projection on xy plane, so it will be perpendicular to z axis. So the vector and angle with z axis. So theta is the angle with z axis. So it makes 90 minus theta in y axis since it is perpendicular to z axis. The remaining angle with xy plane, it is 90 minus theta. So unit vector along z axis, let us assume it as scale. So how do you find it? Cos theta is theta a vector dot k cap divided by a vector into k cap. Now what am I doing? So after finishing it, I'm taking here, what am I doing? Basically, I am just multiplying with k cap. Okay. So when I multiply with k cap, the other things will be 0. So I cap dot k cap will be 0. J cap dot k cap will be 0. K cap dot k cap alone will be 1. Okay. That's how I'm putting it as 1. And here it will be root of 9 square plus 16 square plus 25. Sorry, 9. That is 3 square, so I'm writing 9. So it will be root 9 plus 16 plus 25. So after this, what am I writing? So after this, when I further take it outside, it will basically be of this form. So it is basically root 50, which is written as 5 root 2. So when I cancel this 5 and 5, cos theta is 1 by root 2. When is cos theta 1 by root 2? When theta is pi by 4. So angle with xy plane is pi by 2 minus theta. So that is nothing but pi by 4. So that is your angle. Now angle of projection. So angle of projection is magnitude into angle, right? So basically magnitude of A is nothing but 5 root 2. This is your A vector, but if you take magnitude is root 5, it is 5 root 2. So magnitude of A vector is 5 and cos pi by 4 is 1 by root 2. So your answer here is 5. So 5 is your answer. Okay. Now let's go to the next one. You have to find the radius of the following circle. Now, when you look at the sphere, you have x square plus y square plus z square and its origin is x 0, 0. What about the radius? Radius is 7. Okay. And you know that P is the perpendicular length from 0 to the plane. What is this? 2x. So this is your figure and you have a plane down here. So let me draw it in the other one. You have a plane down here. I hope it is visible. So you have a plane here. So this is your origin. From origin, you draw a perpendicular line to the plane. You say that line as P. So you know the perpendicular formula. So after substituting in the perpendicular formula, so basically it will be 2 into 0 plus 3 into 0 minus 0 minus 5 root. This is 5 root 14, not 15. 5 root 14. So after that, 5 root 14, and you'll have mod by root 14. That's how you get by root 14. How do you get root 14? So basically, this is there, right? So it'll be 2 square plus 3 square plus 1 square. So basically, 4 plus 9 plus 1, which is 14. Okay, that's how you get, which is 5. Okay, and now what is the radius? So basically the radius of this form is this equation, basically root of r square. General r square is, that is radius of sphere, root of radius of sphere by perpendicular minus perpendicular distance square. So this will be root of 7 square minus 5 square, which is nothing but root 2 root 6. Okay, so this will be your answer. 2 root 6 is your answer. Okay, now let's go to the next one. You have to find one of these values. Okay, for finding one of these values, let me split it and write it. So first I'm splitting it and writing it. So this is basically cos pi by 4 plus I sin pi by 4. So for instead of this, I can write, you know that cos theta plus I sin theta is nothing but e power I theta. Okay, so it will be e power, so here it will be e power I pi by 4 power 2 by 3. So basically pi by 4 into 2 by 3, it will basically be e power I pi by 6. Okay, now what are you supposed to find? You have to find either one of those values. So you know what is pi by 6. So I'm just writing e power I theta can be written as cos theta plus I sin theta. So instead of that theta, I'm just writing 2n plus 1. That is also, it is given in the formula. You can write just as this, or you can write cos of n plus theta into pi by 6. Like that also you can write it. Okay, because n can hold any values. Suppose if n is 1, it will become 3, right? So if n is 1, it will become 3 pi by cos 3 pi by 6 plus sin 3 pi by 6. So basically it will become cos pi by 2 plus I sin pi by 2. So what is cos pi by 2? Cos pi by 2 is 0 plus I sin pi by 2 is 1. 0 plus I, which is I. That is your answer. So I is your answer. Okay, and now let's go to the next one. You have to find the lambda value. Now the line, you have a line that touches the ellipse, okay, and you have to find the lambda value, and you know that your ellipse is this equation. So I'm throughout dividing it by 144. When I divide it by 144 and compare with an ellipse equation, I'll get my a square as 16 and b square as 9. So after getting it, I know that the line equation is y is equal to mx plus c. And here, what is a slope? Slope is 1. What is a constant? Constant is lambda. So after getting this, you know that this line touches the equation of ellipse. So since it touches the equation, since a line touches the equation of ellipse, you have a condition for tangent, right? Condition for a line to be a tangent, since it touches the ellipse, it can be tangent also. So condition for a line to be tangent, in that case, you would have learned c square is equal to a square m square plus b square. So here I have my a, I have my b, I have my m, I have my b. And what is your c? C is your lambda. When I substitute and finally get it, my lambda will be plus or minus 5. So that is my answer. My lambda will be plus or minus 5. Okay. Now let's go to the next one. You have like the combined equation of asymptotes of the hyperbola is. So they're asking you the combined equation of the asymptotes of the hyperbola, right? So for finding this, so let's this is your equation, right? So there is no 2 here. That is basically this is your equation, right? So what are you putting? This is your asymptotes of combined equation of asymptotes of hyperbola. So I'm just adding a lambda. Now you know that the equation represents a pair of straight lines. So this is your equation which represents pair of straight lines. Okay. Now here, what do you say by A? So here your A will be 2 and your B will be 2. Basically, what are you doing? Basically, you're doing nothing but, wait. There is a small error in this one. So basically, pair of straight lines, just write this out and write it as ax square plus 2hxy plus by square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c is equal to 0. So here your coefficient of x square which is 2. B is a coefficient of y square which is 2. And h is the coefficient of this. So 2h is equal to 5. H will be 5 by 2. Then coefficient of x is nothing but g, which is 2g is equal to 4. G is equal to 2. Okay. Now coefficient of y is nothing but your 2f. 2f is coefficient of y, so f is 5 by 2. And what about c? C is your constant. Okay. Now what am I doing? I'm substituting everything. And what am I doing? Further? So after substituting everything in this equation basically, so this is your straight line equation and I'm just writing this, substituting everything in this equation to find my lambda. So I have my a, b, c and I am substituting all those things. So in this equation, so to find the family of combined equation of asymptotes, you have to use this equation. So you will have what is a, b, c and after doing you will be getting this form. So after substituting all those a, b, c in this equation, you will be getting your lambda as 2 and your final equation is just you're adding 2 to it. So your final equation is 2. So this is your final equation. After getting your lambda, your equation becomes simpler. Okay. Now let's go to the next question. So you have two curves and you have to find the angle of intercept. So if it is, I hope it is clear. So this is your curve 1 basically. So you have your curve, okay. Yeah, this is your curve 1 basically. Now what am I doing is I'm differentiating with respect to x. So when I differentiate with respect to x, this will be of uv form and this will directly you will differentiate it. So after differentiating, I'm finding dy by dx only and I'm writing it as m1. I'm just differentiating the first count. I'm finding dy by dx to the other side. I'm taking other things to the other side. I'm writing it as m1. Now, what am I doing? Next, I'm having curve 2, right? For the curve 2, no, this is curve 1, this is curve 2. So, this is your curve 2. Here, again, what am I doing? I am differentiating with respect to x again. So, after differentiating with respect to x, I'll be getting my, again, I'm just writing dy by dx to the other side. I'll be getting slope 2. Okay. Now, what am I doing is, I'm multiplying this m1 and m2. So basically this is m1 and basically this is slope 2 which I got after differentiation m2. When I multiply m1 into m2, I get like this and my answer here will be minus 1. After multiplying and after getting the slope, your answer after multiplication will be minus 1. If m1 into m2 is minus 1, then we can definitely say that it is perpendicular to each other. So your answer is pi by 2. So you have to take this curve, differentiate and get dy by dx alone. Take this curve, differentiate and get again dy by dx. Multiply both the dy by dx and you will get minus 1. So when you multiply both, that will be basically product of slope of tangents, right? Of the curve, product of slope of tangent of the curve is minus 1. So the slopes are perpendicular to each other. Okay, so it is 90 degree. Now let's go to the next one. You have a function and the function attains maximum value on a particular interval. So this attains maximum value on a particular interval. You have to find the value of a. So now I have the function and I'm differentiating it with respect to x. Okay, after differentiating it, they already told you that it attains maximum value in the particular interval. So now what am I substituting? In this interval, I'm taking a constant called, I'm taking an interval. You have 0 to 2, right? Inside this interval, I'm taking x as my 1, right? X as my 1. Now for x, I'm substituting 1. So f dash of 1 will be, so when I substitute everything here, so since it attains maximum, I'm writing f dash of x for finding the critical points. I'm finding f dash of 1 to be 0. So this term, when I substitute 1 here and 1 here, this turns out to be 0 and here a will be 120. So what is my a? Answer a is 120. In order to find the maximum value, actually they told it attains maximum value, we have to just differentiate it and equate it to 0 to find the values of x, whatever values. And we already know that x is 1. So we are doing it. Now you have to evaluate these things. So evaluate the greatest function. So basically you're splitting the integral. After splitting the integral, how am I supposed to do? So after splitting the integral as two types, like you have a separate symbol here and you're doing this thing, there is no worries. What about the greatest integer symbol? So greatest integer symbol, it will turn to x, and this is also greatest integer symbol, and this will also, where you will be splitting as minus 1 to 0 and 0 to 1. As you already know that if you have minus 1.0 or minus 1.110, you will be ending up getting minus 1. If you have 0.5, you'll be ending up getting as 0. So whatever values here and the before as the whole, that only you'll be writing in greatest integer. You already studied it. So this here the lowest value is minus 1. I have to write, because in greatest integer basically I'll be writing the lowest value, and here the lowest value is 0. So I'm writing it as 0 directly. Now this equation, I'm just substituting the upper limit, lower limit, and same way here also I'm substituting the upper limit, lower limit. So it will be 0 minus of minus 1, so which is 1. So that is your answer. So your answer here is 1. So 1 is your answer for this question. Now let's go to the next one. So here you have to evaluate the integral sine power 4h. So this is your formula for sine power sine power nx into dx. So this is your formula. Here basically what am I doing is I'm just substituting the 4. So 4 minus 1 by 4 into 4 minus 3 by 4 minus 2. Then 4 minus 4, here it will become 0. So you cannot go to this term. So it basically be 3 by 4 into 1 by 2 into I naught. Okay. 3 by 4 into 1 by 2 into I naught, which is basically I naught is, in many book instead of I naught they would have given pi by 2. So in many book instead of I naught they would have given pi by 2. So don't get confused. In matriculation book they would have given you I naught, instead of I naught they have given you pi by 2. So just write the pi by 2 as it is. Okay, that's how they are writing. And after solving, it is direct evaluation method. After solving you'll be getting 3 pi by 16 as your correct answer. So your correct answer is 3 pi by 16. Okay, now let's go to the next one. So m and n are respective your degree and order. What is degree and what is order? Order is highest derivative, and what is degree? Power, highest power of highest derivative. And you know that differential equations as given here, you have to find what is your degree and order. So basically a differential equation is given here. Now what am I doing? I'm differentiating with respect to x. So when I differentiate with respect to x, all these constant terms becomes 0. Only you'll be ending up c. So instead of c, you have to write, you'll be writing y is equal to dy by dx into x instead of this c, plus dy by dx the whole square minus 3 into dy by dx the whole power 3 by 2 plus 2. So when you look into that, your order will be, so what is your order basically? Your order is 1, right? So what is your order basically? Your order here is nothing but it is 1. And what is your degree? So order here, and you'll when you see about the order, so order means nothing but it's given that order is n. So n is 1. By looking at the option, you know what is order and degree. Order is highest derivative. Here highest derivative, first derivative. Okay, so first derivative is your highest derivative. And you know that n is 1. Only n is 1 in the last option. You need not find the degree, solve it and find it. Just write D as option because n is given only there. Now you have a differential equation. You have to find a solution for it. Now this is a differential equation. Now what happens is when I take this to the other side, it becomes minus. Same way it becomes minus. And when you take m is a constant, right? So I can take the minus to the other side, right? So m is here also it will become minus. When you take here, inside that I have taken m. Okay, the minus, you'll have minus g minus k by m v. Okay, so I'm just taking this to the other side. So basically it will be minus g minus kv by m. Okay, now what am I doing? So now what am I doing? I am taking this m minus k by m outside. I'm just keeping it as, so it will be minus g by k plus v. It is like this. So here I'm taking this minus inside. Now after this I'm taking this to the other side. You will be getting as this form. Now when I differentiate it, so when I integrate it, sorry, not differentiate, integrate it, it will be of this form. After integrating it, you'll have a minus. No, here I'm just putting the minus again outside now. After taking the minus outside, so it will be log, you'll have a constant c. Instead of the constant c, you're just putting it as log c. So after log c, what am I doing? So basically, how am I writing it is, so you'll be having, so instead of this, I can write it as e power log of, So here, what am I doing is, how did this turn to be this one? What I'm doing is, I'm taking log of v plus mg plus k minus log c is equal to minus k by m into t. So it will basically be log of v plus mg by k by c is equal to minus k by m into t. So this log, when it goes to the other side, will be v plus mg by k by c is equal to e power minus k by m into t, right? So when you take the c to the other side, you'll be having this e power. Okay, do not get confused. This is basically e power, basically c into e power minus k by m into t. Okay, so that's how you get this. So your answer here will be c into e power minus kt by, this is your option A will be answer, k by m into t. So option A will be your answer. Okay, so I'm taking the c outside, so it will become here. You will have a e here. Okay, you will have a e here. Okay, that's how. You have to write c power e power minus k by m into t, like this. Okay, that's how you get it. So your option is option A. Now let's go to the next one. So here your unit vector that is perpendicular to a plane is formed by these points. Okay, you have to find the unit vector which is perpendicular to the plane. Which plane basically? Okay, now I know these are the lines, these are the points. So first I'm finding AB and BC. So if I find AB and BC, AB is nothing but 0 minus 0 minus 1 into I plus 2 minus 0 into J plus 2 minus 1 into K. And here these two, when I multiply, it is 3 minus 0 into I plus 3 minus 2 into J plus 0 minus 2 into K. Okay, like this I'll be getting. So it is AB cross BC. So when it is AB cross BC, I'll be ending up getting minus 5 I cap plus J cap minus 7 K cap. You know that unit vector is perpendicular to the plane. Since unit vector is perpendicular to the plane, so you know the unit vector is perpendicular to the plane. I got, so these are the points which is formed, right? So you have 3 points, which is A, B, C. I got A and B. So basically I have to find what. So now what I should find? I have to find this is your vector. What is your magnitude? Your magnitude will be root of 25 plus 1 plus 49, which is root of 75. Basically, how do you write 75? 75 is 3 into 25, which is root 3, 5 root 3. So it will be plus or minus 5 root 3. So it is basically 1 by the magnitude into the vector. That is your unit vector which you will get, which is your answer. Basically, which basically you'll have plus or minus, and here that's all. Sorry, you'll take minus outside. So here basically how I put B, option B, because I'm taking this minus outside, so it'll become only plus. When I take minus outside, it'll be plus or minus 1 by 5 root 3. So basically when I take minus outside, it'll be 5I minus J cap plus 5 plus 7 K cap. That's how you got the B option. Now let's go to the next one. You have you have A vector, and it's given that A dot B is equal to 1 and A cross B is given. What is B? You know that A vector is given. I'm assuming that B vector as xi cap, yj cap, zk cap, and the dot product is 1. It's given. So I'm putting dot product of both. So it'll be x plus y plus z is equal to 1. And the cross product is j minus k. Okay, when I put cross product, basically this will be I, j, k. Basically, what is your I? A 1, 1, 1. J is nothing but B. What is my B? Which is x, y, z. So when I solve it, I'll be ending up getting this form. So these are caps. I'll be ending up getting these forms. Okay. So this is cap. Basically, this is also cap. J minus k, right? So everything will be cap. Basically, this is also cap. This is also cap. This is I cap plus J cap. So here they have forgotten the cap. Do not forget to write caps. Okay, cap is very important. So okay, so do not forget to write cap. So when you do this, when you solve this, you will be ending up getting like this. Now compare the J term with the coefficient of J. So which is minus 1. Sorry. When you have first they comparing k term. So when comparing k term with minus 1, then j term with 1, I term with 0. So if I substitute 1 and 2, what is my 1 here? This is my 1. X plus y plus z is equal to, what is my x plus y? You know that x plus y plus z is equal to 1, and you also know that minus x plus 0 plus minus z is equal to 1, this part. So what will you get? You'll be getting 2x plus y is equal to 2. Okay. Now after this, same way x plus y plus z is equal to 1. Now what will I get after doing this? Now I'm doing it with z minus y is equal to 0. Okay. Now I'll get x plus z is equal to x plus 2z is equal to 1. So like that, if I keep getting and if I solve either of two equations, I'll be ending up getting x is equal to 1, y is equal to 0, z is equal to 0. So x plus I cap plus y j cap plus z k cap will be equal to 0. So instead of this, what am I writing? So instead of this, I will write 1 I cap plus 0 j cap plus z k cap is equal to, z is also 0. So that will be ending up getting just I cap. This is cap. So your answer here will be I cap, 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 cap. So don't get confused. Cap is necessary. So I is finally will be getting I. Now let's talk. Now it's given that mean and variance of the distribution is given, which is mean is 2 and mean is 4, variance is 2. You have to find P of x is equal to 1. You know the mean formula is NPQ is equal to 4, variance is NPQ. NP is equal to 4, variance is NPQ is equal to 2. Okay. Now, what are you supposed to do is, you have to NP into Q. You have to write it as NP into Q. Instead of NP, you can write 4 into Q is equal to 2. What is Q? Q is equal to 2 by 4. So, Q is equal to 1 by 2. So, you know what is Q. What is P? P is nothing but 1 minus Q. What is P? P is nothing but 1 minus Q, which is 1 minus 1 by 2, which is 1 by 2. Okay. What is N? So N is nothing but, I'm taking this P to the other side, be N by P, which is N 4 by 1 by 2, which is 8. Okay. Now, what about then, what are the formula? What is the formula is? P of x is equal to R is nothing but NCR PR QN minus R. Okay. So here, what am I having? N as 8. So it will be 8 P of x is equal to 1 is 8C1 P power 1 Q power 8 minus 1. So basically, you'll be getting C1 is 1 and P power 1 is 1 by 2 and Q power 7 is nothing but 1 by 2 power 7. So basically 2 power 8, which is 32. So not 2 power 8 is not 32. Basically 8 by 2 power 8. So basically 8 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 power 5. 2 power 5 is only 32 and this 8 and this 8 get cancelled. So 2 power 5 is 32. So I'm getting 1 by 32 as my answer. So my answer for the last sum is 1 by 32. And yes, I hope the sum is, this question paper is easier. And this is 2018 question paper. So yes, that's all. Thank you and have a nice day.